Welcome back to another episode of Fact or Freestyle,
where we uncover facts from BMX.
And now we're going to find out what's going on.
Let's see how far down this rabbit hole we go.
No. He works at a West Coast Video and Arby's. And then he does some on the weekend.
Oh, large Ray.
Jared, holy cow, you look like Jared looks like he's got a moonshine still in the back. Holy cow, Jared, I haven't seen you in a long time. What's up, buddy?
That's in the garage, man. Yeah.
Jared looks like you could hand him a guitar and he could just rock out Freebird right now, first try.
I can assure you I cannot play the guitar.
Oregon the other day, like hiking. Were you hiking in the woods? Just hunting bear or something?
I don't go in the woods, Dave.
You don't go in the woods.
I'm a city boy.
Yeah. A city boy.
I'm a suburbs boy. How about that? A suburbs boy in the city? I don't know what. How are you guys?
Good. Awesome.
Ray, you trimmed your beard from the last time I saw it, I think.
I just got it done right now from remember Joe Gertola?
Of course I
Did you
remember
ever hear Joe Gertola?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I'm at his house right now.
Oh, damn.
We're at his recording. Warren's down in his recording studio.
Awesome.
So we're down here kicking it, and we're going to be on the road in a few minutes.
So Ray, maybe that's what we should start doing. We should just have you start showing up at people's houses, random people all over the country, and say,
"Does Joe Gratola have Wi-Fi?"
Yeah. What's the story, Ray?
We're doing his studios in a house and
yeah, but what kind of are you really friends with him? He hasn't given you his Wi-Fi password.
We hear every other word, Large.
Yeah, he sounds like he's in the Matrix.
I have a freeze frame at the top of Ray's head right now. So
yeah. Okay, well, Jared, welcome. This is the first time you've been on Fact or Freestyle, and
it is.
A bit addicting, so you might be back. I'm just saying. Andy can speak for himself because Andy's
okay.
several times. And I guess the thought, Ray will join us again, I think, in a bit. He said he's going to be driving. I was going through some stickers here. I just found this other one. Look at that one, Joe. Camels, Action Sports.
Oh, wow. Mission Beach.
This is the first team I was on with Pete Augustin. And I think it was even prior to Jason Parks.
Was that when Pete Augustin would smile?
No, he didn't. No, he would do like a big old 180 and nearly knock you down and like just growl at you if you got in.
He was mean mugging since day one.
So Jared, we thought it'd be nice to have you on because your name came up on the last show. I wasn't on the last show, but when I was listening to it, watching it, your name came up about a great zine that you had, 990 something. What was it called?
Oh yeah, the last one was with Brian. I did listen to that. Yeah, we did a little magazine called 990 in I guess it was 98 probably. So it was like, early X Games years. Like there wasn't a lot out there. Maybe I think Ride and Dig were in Ride UK, but everything was still pretty small in that era. So
yeah,
we just did something that was like, we were East Coast kids and Northeast area, and there wasn't a lot documenting that other than zines. Like we had a local zine called Wire at the time, but
I remember Wire.
There wasn't
990 though, but Wire for sure.
We did one issue of 990, and then I got a job at Ride, and Brian was doing Dig, and I think when I took the job at Ride, I thought we were going to be able to do both, and it just didn't really materialize. It's one of those like, what would have happened if we kept doing it kind of thing, or maybe nothing, because neither one of us are business guys per se. So
Well,
that's always the hard part about a magazine.
He was like the only subscriber, he said, or something. Was that true?
No, that was That was a magazine I did with John Parker called Sophisticated Rider, which was
okay.
more of a, we didn't really push subscriptions on that one. So there's a reason he was the only one, but that was a free magazine that was, it was kind of like an action sports roundup. It was like, we started that around the Dew Tour, when the Dew Tour started. And it was kind of for just dudes that liked all of that stuff, like motocross and skateboarding and BMX. And, but a little bit older side of it that might, like, you know, read books and had jobs and that kind of thing. Guys
And
like
family, maybe.
you know,
Yeah.
I'd say guys like us, but this was almost 20 years ago, so we were still young in the scheme of things. So,
Right.
But yeah, that was kind of like based around that whole time when, like, there were all those big arena contests with like skateboarding, BMX, motocross, you know, all that stuff, and kind of putting them in one basket. But I think we did 7 issues of that, and it was free. But I don't know, it was fun to do, but it's hard to keep something like that going because you're dependent on advertisers to pay for it and stuff like that. So in that case, we were dependent on John doing well at contests because he was paying.
Right.
Hey, Jared, do you think that there is a room for a zine these days?
I do, and I think it's the thing is, like, it's well, number one, I think younger people are kind of into that kind of thing again, partly because they missed out on it, and partly because it is tactile and it doesn't go away. But it's also exponentially cheaper to do something like that these days. Like when we did 990, it was like pretty early, and you know, like you made magazines on computers, but everything was still pretty analog, and it was really expensive to make even a good quality zine because you had to have like print film output and like color separations and all these things that are really expensive parts of the process that now don't exist because you go straight to digital plate and all that. So the point of entry is a lot lower. So, you know, to make a good quality zine these days is more people have access to it. So I think it's, I think we're going to see more of them.
So what if we could, would it be a production option to scale back on the print quality, but scale up on the comedy quality?
Yeah.
Like if we just recruited better talent with better jokes and then use the discount shitty printing, is that one way that maybe we could make the budget?
Yeah. I mean, you could just, yeah. I mean, I'm sure you could get Ray to do it for some beard oil or something. So
Yeah.
We wouldn't pay Ray. He would.
No, Ray does not need money.
So
He's
our problems
how
weren't like
Ray-
getting content. It was paying for the printing and all that at the time.
So our strategy, or Ray's strategy, as we called out, was he would take up the available ad space from dudes who were
Like Rich
dependent on
Segur.
it. Like Rich Segur. He would take Rich Segur's spot. So Rich Segur was out there busting his balls doing one hand, one footers, but Mike D was getting those in the mags, and Ray was like pulling kids' ears apart in front of Chris Dauchi and getting coverage.
I have a theory on that though. When you go to a
Yeah,
contest,
sure.
how many pictures of lookbacks could you get? You know what I mean? Like you'd need thousands of them. But how many times would someone go behind Gary Pollock and pull his ears out? You know what I mean? Kids want to see different stuff.
Yeah. So I think we could do a zine, Joe, for sure. And like you said,
So
hype
I
up
think
the
we
comedy-
should do a zine.
hype up the comedy and just
Oh, we
get-
could do a zine. I work for a copy center, dude. We could do a zine in 2 seconds. You just- All you do, you just send the
right
file
there
over.
before us. Oh,
printing.
I
shit.
printed aggro rag. I printed aggro rag back in the day. I started working there in
my
'88.
God.
I printed all the color aggro rags.
Hey Ray, can I just say something? You know what?
Yes.
You are a superstar, and I'm just so glad that you are part of the show. Every time you're on the show,
Dave hates me. Dave hates me.
I'm trying to be
so
genuine,
bad.
and he, you know, Joey does this. He can't.
He
feel
was
confident.
Dave was so mad at me yesterday. I was going to do a wellness check because he was so down yesterday when I was talking to him. I was texting Joe going, "Do you think Dave hates me? Should I just not come on the show today?" But he never wrote back, so I just came on.
I can never say no to Ray because every time I even hear his name, I laugh. I'm like,
Ray, I'm serious when I say thank you for being part of the show. Every time you blow me with Joe, he's like
Jared,
Phil.
listen to this now. Listen to Dave here.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm listening.
Jared, do you believe it?
Do I believe what?
My
That's what I say.
sincerity.
Right
I'm
now.
trying to be sincere and saying how much I appreciate. Okay, come on, move on. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to get a good word into Ray. Thank you for being here, Ray.
Ray, you have made a show that's enjoyable to watch, even more enjoyable to watch. Thank you.
I feel like they're sending me up on like a hot air balloon, and I'll say one thing before they never see me again.
Well, I think this is the advent of the Factor Freestyle zine. I think we're
Yeah.
bringing it back
Yeah.
just like that.
Dave's
There's-
holding up all the content in his picture.
Yeah, whose driver's license was that? Was that yours?
It was
Yeah.
Eddie Fiola's.
Eddie Fiola's?
Why do you have Eddie Fiola's driver's license?
That's a long story. No, it's on the back of a sticker.
Oh,
License to ride.
Was that other photo? Did I take that other photo, Dave? The Gumby photo you were holding
I
up?
think you did.
Is it in Tiger at the skate park?
Yeah.
Hold it up again.
You did. Yeah, you
Hold
did.
that up again.
But how come your name's not on here?
Oh, that's okay. But oh yeah, I did. Yeah, that's the Tiger in Oregon skate park.
And actually, this is a 360. This is a 360 Gumby because
It is.
Yeah,
That top is that thing he's on is spinning. So that's the first ever 360 Gumby.
Right. 360 Gumby right there, Ray, and it didn't even touch the ground.
Your pedal touch.
Okay.
Fly out to Gumby.
But Fiola said that's okay. So yeah, this is a sticker that's. Oh, did you know that Fiola's book is out? We should promote that. Fiola's book's out. Go to, I'm sure it's eddiefiola.com.
All right,
I
let
think
me
it's
see.
$41.30 per issue. And this is a sticker with his license. Did anyone ever get a fake ID back in the day? Ray, did you get
I didn't need one. I just would say Ray's here, and they let me write into
That's right,
anything.
yeah. What about you, Joe?
I
Did
was
you ever
buying
get-
bottles of whiskey when I was 17.
I never drank when I was a kid,
That
and
explains
so
a
I
lot.
never had need for.
Not even to
Uh,
vote.
No,
That's right
for
out
a
of the
fake
Breakfast Club.
ID.
Come on, Joe. You don't
No,
remember that in the
they-
Breakfast Club? Why do you need a
I
fake
don't.
ID so I can vote?
No, I mean I gave blood once, and then my algebra teacher busted my balls over it really hard.
We were
I
on
was like-
tour, and sorry, Joe. That you're done.
Dave, we have a strict no apologies
Oh, yes. Sorry to say
rule
sorry.
on
We-
this
Not sorry.
show, and
Um,
you're flagrantly scofflying.
So we got fake IDs in New York, Brian, Ron, and I remember Brian got, because we were just under the drinking age. We were like 19, 20, so we got fake IDs.
What Mormon needs a fake ID?
To get into clubs, because he was our designated driver. We had it all worked out, right? Because he could just party all night long, drinking juice and water, and we just
Right.
hammered him, and Ron would drive. us
Joe's
around.
writing that down right now. What
I
Mormon-
am.
Another T-shirt.
Oh, shit.
What year is that, Dave? Like, are we talking like 87 or earlier? The earlier
Probably
tours.
86. So because I
Yeah,
would have been 20 in 86. My birthday's in the end of the year. So,
Yeah.
and I remember Brian, his address was 540 Ariel Drive, Upland, California, and it worked.
You
Like, we got
used
legitimate-
used your real names?
Yeah, we used our real names, different address. I'm pretty
oh,
sure.
so you had like a full-blown made fake ID. Like it was.
Yeah, no, we went to some
Oh.
shady place in New York and like, seriously paid. It was probably like $50 or something. It wasn't that much money. Because we didn't have Large Ray on our tour, so we couldn't really. I have an issue.
Who was the oldest one on that tour? Like, who was the senior?
Probably the van.
I was the senior because I was
Okay.
a little bit older than Wilkerson.
Gotcha.
I have a
Hey,
question.
do
for
we
you,
need a
Jared.
Rob Lowe quote?
Yes, please. Because
All
Ray's
right.
not listening. Don't quick
Yep.
before Ray
Ray,
changes. Oh wait,
Ray,
he's listening. Sorry.
Ray's piecing out.
We were gonna do
Rob
the
Lowe
quote.
quote.
You
Maybe
can,
it's because we're greasers, Pone. My name's Soda Pop, and so's yours.
Hey, does anyone remember this sticker?
No.
I don't think Flat is dead.
No, that's the point. You don't get the sticker, and I got the same reaction. It's flat is, and then it's blank dead. It's not dead.
What?
What?
That's the meaning behind the sticker. Jared, do you know the sticker?
I've seen it, but I did not know that meaning.
Yeah, I didn't either. I saw it at
I
the
read it
World.
the other way.
That is the least intuitive sticker I've ever seen.
Isn't that
Who made that sticker?
I don't know. Somebody, I want to say it might have been Frank Lucas. We got to ask, I think,
I'm gonna ask Frank
or
Lucas.
Alex. I'm not sure if Alex is going to be able to join us because they're competing right now. Okay, what do you got? Let's not leave this up for more than 20 more seconds. Go ahead.
Okay, success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts on Instagram these days.
Yes.
Yes.
Rob is
Preach,
nailed it.
John, Rob.
Rob
Preach
is
on,
starting
Rob.
to get really like with the times.
Deep.
Yeah. He should come
Yeah.
out with a book of inspirational quotes by Rob Lowe.
Well, we can feature him in our zine. So
We should
We
get him on
can
the show.
feature him in our scene.
how about this one? Look at that sticker.
Dang.
I have like
Abba?
Abba, yeah. Abba and the 40 Thieves.
Keep getting distracted by whatever is happening in Ray's world.
I know
over there.
Ray, he always steals the show. Jared, that's just how it is. Ray just has to steal the show however he can. And that's fine. What did you want to talk about, Jared? Is there anything on your mind? How are you? How's life?
Yeah.
I'm well. I don't know. I'm here. That's it's been a crazy couple of years like everybody else, but yeah. Just hanging out, doing my thing.
What is
What
that?
is your thing right
What
now?
is it?
That's a good question, man. No, still doing photo and design work. Like I do a lot of creative direction type stuff, graphic design, a little bit of it, kind of intermingle the photo work and design work and branding and that kind of stuff for just different clients. And I'm working on all kinds of weird stuff right now, like a hamburger chain. And, I don't know. But then doing
cool.
doing some printing of old photos and that kind of thing. A lot of I guess exploring the fine art side more than I ever did in the past. Painting, that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Hey, Ray,
What's
do you
that
have
picture
one
in
of
the
these?
background?
Yeah.
Ray, do you have one of these?
I gave that to you.
Oh, you did, didn't you? And you signed
Yeah.
wrong name. That's wrong.
Nice.
Hey, check this out, Joe. You see that? It says
Frog BMX?
Yeah. I don't remember.
Yeah, what is Frog BMX?
I think that was in France or something.
Are you allowed to call French people frogs now?
I don't think we should wait till they
No.
get on. We can ask them.
That's... Hey, Alex, y'all like being called a frog?
It's frogbmx.com. I'll have to look it up and see. Pull that up, Joe. See what that.
All right, let's check out frogbmx.com. I was looking for Eddie Fiola.
Does not
.com.
exist.
Eddie Fuel, it does not exist, Andy.
Nope. We could get it though. Sell it back to him.
Well, I'm
well,
thinking,
frogbmx.com doesn't exist either. What is how are we finding frog bikes?
well, this
yeah.
is frogbmx.com.
Well, what in the hell? Well, how did we go for two brands, neither of whom have
Websites.
neither have a website?
Yeah.
Hey, this is also a puffy sticker. It's actually thick and puffy. Very unique. So I'm going to keep that one off to the side. What about, Joe, What about frog bars? Don't you think we should get frog BMX from frog bars?
Frogbars.com.
No,
Frogbars.org.
Why didn't you
Frog
explain
bars.
Ian, what
Frog
is?
bars is a ephemeral entity. He's not gonna have a permanent domain. He's going to appear
Where?
guerrilla style in other media properties.
Gotcha.
That's the essence of Frog Bar. He's transcendent.
Do you have Eddie Fiola's book that you could pull up?
Oh yeah, I was so Eddie does have Legend Bike Company, which
I think this is through 86design.com.
this is I think this is Eddie. Let's look in the merch section to see if he's selling his book. Eddie Fiola, grips are not merchandise.
Merch.
I'm not trying to be a dick over here, but this is when, signed number plates that people are going to frame and put on their wall. That's merchandise.
Joe, hold on. How do you
Socks are merchandise.
How do you know this is Eddie's site?
This is how I believe that I know.
No, it's just
Oh, okay. So you think that this is that Legend Bike Co. Legend Bike Co. is it's a brand. It's not a distributor. It's not a retail site, or it's not an authorized reseller. It's the actual brand. Now let's go into about. All right, here we go. Here's the story of why Legend Bike Company exists. We want to preserve the history of the sport of BMX and build some damn cool things to ride while we're telling the story. So more details are coming soon.
I don't know if this is Eddie, but go to.
Do you think that this is a bootleg Eddie Fiola?
Just like the bootleg Haro?
Like the bootleg Bob Haro, who shook Gary Lorent's hand, didn't overgrip it, and then did a show.
Jared, did you hear about that?
Out of a white van and in an unmarked.
Yeah. It was in Vegas, and Gary Laurent said that this is like his hate. Like he was so excited because Bob Haro was coming to town, and a white unmarked van pulls up, and they pull out a wedge ramp, and some guy came up and said, "Hey, I'm Bob Haro," and Gary to this day doesn't know if it's actually Bob.
Damn.
He shook his hand and didn't overgrip it. That's what tipped us off that this was not a real Bob Haro.
When he was still an overgripper, it was before he had transformed into a non-overgripper.
Until he gripped Rego.
So, are you going to the old school reunion, Jared?
I am not this year. I would like to, but everything just, there's not enough time in the day anymore. I would like to. Is anyone from on here going?
I think everybody.
Everybody is.
I busted my ass to get an invite. I had to make a podcast in order to get it. This invite.
Is this your first one?
No, I was there last. I was there last year, and I got invited a couple years earlier, but something came up and I didn't go.
I went, I think, 5 or 6 years in a row, and then I just kind of fizzled on.
Yeah, that's what I remember every time you were there, and I was like, oh,
yeah,
I
yeah.
haven't seen you for a little while.
I'm not famous enough to make the invite list yet.
Oh.
I'm hoping though. I'm hoping.
You better work your ass off.
I can get you in.
Trying. Yeah. Ray's gonna print me a laminate.
Ray inside
For all
Coca-Cola's
access.
house.
I can make one at work.
Hey Joe, I found the website. So can you go to raddesigns1986.com?
Red Designs 1986.com.
It's for real. I'm telling you, this is legit. I'm not sending you down the
Yeah, you are. Spell it.
legit.
Are there 2 D's?
2 D's, rad, and then designs, plural, 1986.
Oh,
You
1986.
should bookmark this because they sell all
1968.
kinds of cool stuff you would buy.
Oh,
I just want to plug Eddie because Eddie's been on the show a couple times and he's been a trooper for us. So
all right. So here's Eddie Fiola's site.
no, it's not Eddie Phil's site. What are you saying? God, Joe.
What are you doing? What is this?
They're selling his
Tell me
book.
what this site is. Oh,
This
this
is
is where
buy his
Eddie's
book.
this is Eddie's distribution partner.
Exactly.
Okay.
And I don't know where it is.
All right, here we go. King of the skate parks. There's Smiling Eddie.
There's his book. Okay. Oh wait, when I was king, story 41.
When I was king.
Cool.
Nice.
All right, cool.
let's
You
order
can
one.
buy it with Apple
Yeah.
Pay.
Yeah, for 41.30.
Throwing it down, man.
Ray,
Oh, it's signed. He's gonna sign it.
Nice.
You're not.
I need to get my VHS of King of the Skate Park signed by him.
Oh man. I don't want people
That was
to
my
see
holy grail when I was growing up.
Now I gotta edit this because people I don't want people to have my
I'm just listening
address.
to 'em, yeah.
God damn it.
what happened? Did you just put your Apple Pay and everyone got it?
No, not my Apple Pay, but my address. So I gotta edit that out. Well, I might as well buy it then.
Just don't share the screen right now.
Well, it's
Yeah,
it's
remove
already
the screen.
done.
And now that he's talked about it, everyone's going to be on it because everyone wants Joe Sisman's address.
Well, nobody wants it, but you know,
I don't know.
yeah,
People
I
want
don't
to
need the I don't need the Antifa coming after me.
People are just gonna mail them boxes with turds in them or something. And
Hey,
nasty
Ray,
notes.
look at this one. Look at this one I found. Oh,
Rockville.
that is class. And the colors. Can't beat the color in that one. Okay, Joe. So I really would like Ray to be on because we're going to be doing some honoring of Large Ray this episode, and he's kind of not really here. Oh, look, he's gone completely
right,
now.
well.
Yeah. You heard that, and he pieced out.
All right, so
Nope.
Jared,
Yeah.
one of the things that we tried to elicit from Tunney was some deep secret stories, insider information of how the liberal elite global BMX media functions. We
Oh, yeah.
have evidence that they have changed trick names.
There was- Do you remember, God, maybe early 2000s in the message board era, there was some rumor that Brian had started that he had held the patent on certain tricks or something. There were all sorts of like weird internet drama at the time around it. And as you can imagine, like Flatlanders sometimes get a little bit sensitive about certain things like that. So it turned into a pretty big internet drama thing from what I remember. But as far as the media, man, I don't know. I will say this, as far as trick names, man, back in the day, some of those were super regional. Like up in New England, I think because we were sort of removed, like, you know, a place like Chicago, a lot of people travel through and just, it's more, you see more visitors, but New England was kind of isolated and we had all these weird trick names for things that didn't exist anywhere else in the world. So then when I moved to California to take a real magazine job, I had to remember not to use those like New England trick names.
Okay, give us some
I mean,
examples.
Yeah, what are
well, I
some of
mean,
those?
there are lots of them. Like a Ford Ripperoni was called a Mission Impossible.
I like
There was a lot of these came from the Chris Lashua's crew with like a guy named Glenn Golrad and another guy named Jeff Goldthwait, and they all just had like these crazy names that they'd put on tricks. There was like a lukewarm porno queen.
Lukewarm corner queen.
Yeah. I I know a Smith decade was a cow maneuver.
I've heard that one. I've definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've also heard it as Pegade.
Pegade, we called
Yeah.
it too.
Yep.
I'm trying to think. I know Mission Impossible was one of the bigger ones, but yeah, I definitely had to catch myself a few times not calling things New England names. But
Oh,
that was
speaking of,
that was never
so
a conspiracy on our end. I don't think. I think it was more like we didn't know what the heck we were doing.
Joe really
so
wants to
there,
hold
there,
this
there, there
conspiracy.
was this one contest that was on network television, and it was Pete Brandt. I think it was Pete Brandt, and it was like in a parking lot. They had like a chain link fence around, and the announcer goes, "And up into a cow maneuver." Cow maneuver.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yep. You could play on that much better than Smith Decade doesn't go as far, but
Smith decade.
Exactly. Decade.
WNBC.
Hey, I found another really good sticker.
Whoa.
That's
is that an OG one or is that a
original? Look, it's still like
wow?
it's kind
Whoa.
of trash.
It's sketchy up at the top.
But it's OG.
Dang.
eBay value on that thing.
This is the most valuable in here. Look at this. Everyone has one of these at home.
Wait a second. How did you get
Is
that?
is that a Joe Sisman autograph?
Yes.
Yes.
That's handy.
So
So
my
it's-
plan, I asked Dave to send me that of his autograph because
Oh,
at
I
the
need to
Buckeye
do that
Bike
right now.
Show in a couple of weeks, 3 weeks or so,
Can I just do it on the back? I'll do it on the back.
Mike Buff and Brian Blyther are going to be there, and I'm going to bring my little box of posters, and I'm going to sit next to them at the autograph table and have someone take a picture of that. I'm also going to bring some Factor Freestyle posters and autograph those, but Dave's not going to be present, and so I'm going to make a rubber stamp of Dave's autograph,
Signature.
which will be like officially sanctioned by proxy.
Can you try to get Brian to stamp it on his forehead? My signature on his forehead and get a photo of that. That would be great.
Yes.
That would be my dream. You can get
I
Brian
will do
Blyther
that.
with a stamp of Dave Nori across his forehead. Anywhere on his body. I mean, anywhere appropriate on his body.
Yes.
But except for the forehead would be the best. But if he's not into that, we
The
could
Dave Nori autograph neck
Yeah.
tattoo, I think, would look very good on Brian.
Brian Blyther. Okay, I'm gonna do this.
Joe,
for
can
you.
I call you out, Joe, on I feel like you planted a photo. If you go to I think it's the Flatland BMX wiki page, there's a picture of Joe Sisman doing
I didn't do
Wheelchair.
it. I didn't
Okay.
do it. Tim
Wait.
Knoll did it, and
Okay.
he showed me that on my birthday, and he said, "Happy birthday, my friend."
Okay.
I said, "Tim, this is
Just
what I've
wanted to-
always wanted to be inserted into history."
But what trick is it?
Wikipedia.
What trick is it?
My work colleagues love that shit, by the way. They cannot
trick
get
is it,
enough of
though,
it.
Joe?
My clients love that shit too.
Yeah,
What
I
trick-
can't remember what the trick was. It was like I don't know.
Well, if you go to the Wikipedia for Flatland BMX, you will find it.
Yeah, it's under
Yeah.
tricks, I think, or something like that.
Yeah.
As-
That came out of that was a screenshot from Tim's documentary of, oh, here it is. It's a half packer. I was about to Jaffa that. But yeah, that came out of Tim's One Love documentary. That was the documentary that got me 2 degrees from Kevin Bacon.
Oh yeah, 2 degrees from Kevin Bacon. So you're pretty
Yeah,
much
the-
related. I mean, that's like. I mean,
Well-
yeah.
Tim's video had, I did the math on this. So Quicksilver, as you know, it was Martin Epperio was in there. And I looked back at the box office take of Quicksilver. And then I looked at adjusted for inflation, the average price of a theater ticket. And I determined how many people had seen Quicksilver in the theater. And then I looked at Tim Knowles' videos view count, which was like in the 2-3 million by that time. And so Tim Knoll, as a, you know, documentary producer, I call that legit. And so,
Yeah.
and Martin was in that as well. And so Martin was my go-between to get 2 degrees from Kevin Bacon.
So,
My work colleagues also love that shit.
so Joe, is it factOrFreestyle that Scott Powell has to pay for royalties to Tim Knoll?
It's the other way. Tim Knoll has to kick up to Scott Powell.
Scott Powell gave him the idea. He said,
You have no idea how connected Scott Powell is into the whole money flow of BMX. You have to kick up to him.
you have to kick up to him.
Yeah.
You have to,
No one
you have
gets
to kick
anywhere
up
without
to
paying
Scott
I think
Powell.
he's
Scott
getting
Powell.
residual for this show.
Right.
We mentioned his name, right? He has to, like, you have to kick down. Because, you know, Jared, we charge guests have the opportunity to pay 43 cents
Oh,
be on the show. Now you were invited, and we can invite anybody, but some people want to contribute because it's going to the cause. So I'm
Right,
guessing
right.
that at
to the
least 3%.
zine.
Yeah.
It's going to fund the next media outlet.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Sounds like it's going to be easy.
Yeah.
Does
And
Jared know the power of the number 43, where that comes from?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. That's been, whew, I've had some interactions with 43 over the years.
what's your favorite, the most memorable, remarkable interaction with 43?
I mean, it seems to happen all the time. Like, I mean, within the last week or two, I remember getting the number 43 at a restaurant and just thinking, whoa, I never know if it's good or bad, right? Like, is that going to mean things are on the up and up, or is that going to mean I am just screwed and this food is not to be eaten?
Oh, I think it's always good.
Is it always good?
That's what I thought. Joe, what do you think?
Okay.
Is 43
See, I've heard both sides of it. I've heard it's like, you know,
You've heard that
I
it's
don't want it.
bad?
I've heard it's bad, but also I've heard it's good. So I don't know.
Andy, have you heard that it potentially can be a negative outcome?
Possibly. There is a medical disorder based off of that.
What?
Yeah, it's called arithmomania, where you compulsively see and calculate the number in your head. So like the number, or the movie 23 with Jim Carrey was based on that, where it's like, you know, you start adding and multiplying numbers together, and you see these like patterns of the same repeating number everywhere, and you become hyper focused on every single one of those events, and it's classified as an obsessive compulsive disorder.
Jared, are you along that line?
I am. Yeah, I think I am. Is that specific? That's not specific to 43 though. That's any
No, that's just
right?
number. Yeah, it's just when you become fixated on a number and start like seeing it and believing that it means something, and you basically start looking for it, and you find it everywhere, where like, oh, there's 43 letters in this sentence, and that means something, and you know, you become obsessed about that.
I shared one with Joe a week or so ago. I got a new credit card, and I was really excited because if you can see,
What's
Oh yeah.
This is one of the least wise things Dave has done.
Joe, as Dave's financial advisor, I feel like there needs to be a meeting after this Zoom call to discuss the implications of
Holding up
you
your
know,
credit card.
holding up your credit card
I didn't show the whole number. I only showed the.
Don't, so he does it again. Oh, Dave.
Oh, now Joe's making a mark.
I'm making an edit note at 3:38.
Sorry, man. I better put that away.
Cut
I
out
thought it was
Dave's
kind of cool.
personal
Double
information.
43.
Yeah, that is pretty cool, actually.
Double 43 is scary.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know where that's going to go.
Yeah, right. That is opening up a whole new realm.
Do the numbers in front of that add up to 43? What are those numbers?
Oh, I
We
spent
can calculate quick.
no, I don't have that.
I had someone run some. One of my homies is he just like out of nowhere he sends me like my name with these like numerology calculations.
Hmm.
And I'm like, what's this? He's like, well, I follow Q and it looks like you check out. Looks like you're fine. Looks like you're safe.
Oh, you check out. Not that you check out like you're done. I thought you checked out like you're done. No.
Like I am.
This
I
this
am
is how and when you're
compliant.
gonna die.
He did a health check on me, which I appreciate very much.
Well, it's good that it checked out. I mean,
Yeah, I know,
if-
right?
if it was the alternative of like, man, I'm sorry, this is bad news, and then you hear a random knock at your door, it's like they're here to help you, and all of a sudden Joe disappears.
I will claim arithmomania.
Arithmomania.
How did you find that, by the way?
Arithmomania.
Yeah.
Or just like everybody know it, and I'm just the dumb guy. On
No,
the call
I
who
mean,
doesn't-
well, some candor. I have obsessive compulsive disorder. I have the
Oh.
obsessive part, not necessarily the compulsions. So it's not that I wash my hands all the time, but so I've done some research on just obsessions and stuff like that, and one of them was numbers, so.
Andy,
Just do
don't
a
you
little
think
bit
we
of
all have
research.
a little bit of that though? I think we're all like on. It's just a matter of where.
Oh yeah. For me, the diagnosis was, not. It's obsessive thought. So if I get something where I feel like especially me even being on this podcast is pretty wild in my head, because if I say something where I think somebody misunderstood it or it came out wrong, or I feel like I embarrassed myself, I wouldn't be able to forget about it. I would think about it almost every day, most of the day, and just for months at it on end. And then once I finally would kind of forget about it, if something triggered that memory, like if I saw a factOrFreestyle like post on Instagram, I would immediately start obsessing about that one moment where I felt like I embarrassed myself or I did something wrong. And so stuff like that. So
Gosh, I feel Andy.
Can you make it go the other way? Like, can you leverage that to
be
like remember a moment when you did dope shit, when you like
Absolutely.
transcended
yeah.
the lame
yeah,
shit,
so
and then be
yes.
perpetually reminded that you're actually a superhero waking up?
Yeah, so it does actually work both ways, where if something amazing happens, I can bring it up in my mind like it was yesterday, and I have, it's not like a photographic memory, but I can relive that experience and remember things like that. But the problem that I was having was that the negative aspect of it was overpowering all of that good shit.
Of course.
So
Hey Jared, just to bring you up to speed,
This is a life coaching show, by the way.
Yeah. No.
And when he came, I read his email. It was great because it was like, yeah, just getting back into the scene and not having enough, as many tricks. And I just feel a little like trying to feel comfortable enough to be, put myself out there. So I took that and I like ran with it. I booked as many guests, and I said to Andy in a message, I said, hey, I have this one guy coming on, and would you just like introduce him to the topic that we're talking about when he comes on? And so Andy's like, sure, no problem. Well, I got Matt on. So Matt Hoffman is on.
yeah.
And I'm like, so Andy, can you just bring Matt up to speed? And you did a great job, Andy. But now knowing that there's also these challenges, I feel like, God, I really threw you out to,
No, but
I think obsession and Flatland go hand in hand, right? In a
absolutely.
sense.
It's very
Like,
helpful.
I don't think you could. I mean, I just remember the years of you're in a parking lot by yourself for hours on end. Like, how am I going to make this work? And I mean, I don't know if you could be good at Flatland without a little bit of obsession, right? Even BMX in general, I guess, right?
Yeah.
There is that like self-perfection and just like one-upping yourself. And
Yeah.
God, it's when you look at it from the outside, it's really weird, but we all obviously get super into it. But.
And that's yeah, and there's an aspect of it that Joe and I were actually kind of talking about earlier this week, where part of obsessive compulsive disorder for some people is perfectionism, and you know, most people's association with perfectionism is, oh, that's a good thing. You're really hyper, you know, you really strive to be good at things, and that's true. But the problem is that if you can't be perfect, it wrecks you, because you have this thing in your mind where you say, I have to do it this way. I have to be this good. I have to learn this trick. And if you're struggling to do it, the negative thoughts come in and say, you know, look, you can't do it, give up. So it's this all or nothing thing. Like, if I can't be perfect at something, it's hard. It's very hard for me sometimes to keep going or keep striving if I'm struggling, because all of a sudden I'll be like, I'm not going to be where I thought I would be. So I picked BMX back up after 30 some years when I was a little kid. And I'm learning, you know, I learned fork glides and ride outs and, you know, mega spins sort of. And I'm learning these basic tricks, but I've been struggling with a hang five for like a year and a half. And so in my head, I'm like, you know, I'm never going to get a hang five. Like, I can't progress. I'm not going to be good. I'm not going to learn, you know, the cool stuff. And so there's that battle of like, I want to be good, but I have to be okay with not being perfect with it. And, you know, that perfectionism is that real slippery slope where it's, you know, it can turn into a black and white, where it's all or nothing. You either continue with it and you try and become perfect, or you give it up and you don't want to look at it again, because you know in your head you've already made the decision that you're not perfect and you're not going to try anymore. And so it's a battle.
Andy, have you gone over the bars yet on the hang five? To where you?
Oh, God. Yeah, I try not to, just because I'm not as
sure, because you got, yeah. Once you've done that a few times, it's usually you start to, I think, feel the.
I will say, I think with hang fives, I was kind of in the same boat with Andy years ago. It's like I tried it forever, and then all of a sudden one day I could just do it. It was like the strangest thing. It was like the most frustrating trick, and you're going over the bars, and then one day it was like just clicked, you know. And I don't know what that was, but I just remember that being the hang five specifically was like couldn't do it, and then all of a sudden you find that balance point. It's like, okay. But
that's the best feeling. That's like, I love that stuff. Like and when I'm training for contests, that doesn't happen.
That feeling, you mean? Or
when I'm training for contests, I end up giving up that feeling, because you're repeating. Now, sometimes through the repetition, I'll find a new balance point, but that's just like, you know, that's like panning for very tiny gold nuggets. And so sometimes that's good. But
I know a lot, like Jared, a lot of tricks for me were always like very like progressive, right? Like you kind of learn these different points and then you get it over time. But like hang five was just like, I was over the bars, and then all of a sudden it was down the street. You know, there wasn't like any baby steps in there. It was so weird. But
yeah, I battle with this. I do the crab walk out of it. I try not to go over the bars because I'm not flexible anymore. You know, I'm 40 years old. And
by the way, let me give you a tip. Always run the video camera when you do the crab walk. Save those videos and post those. Those are the funniest shit. Phil Brunette and I used to like, that was when one of us would crab walk, it was like the best part of the session. So continue, save the crab walks.
So I fight this balance, or this point where I'll go over the bars and then the next one I'll fall back. And then the next one I might go over the bars, and I try and like inch my way into it, but I can never like lock into that spot. Or if I do, there'll be like a little spot where I try to adjust my free leg and I'll kick a little too far or something like that, and I go over. So I can't just like lock in and feel like I'm stable. It's always I'm just battling it. And I've played with every
use your shoulders. Like instead of using your whole leg, just if you're gonna use your leg, use it to adjust your shoulders. Try that.
Okay.
Are you riding much these days, Jared? How much do you ride?
Definitely not as much as I used to, but I do ride pretty regularly, but not like progressing anymore. I'm still doing, you know, the same tricks from the early 2000s. But
I
think I
heard
got to
you
the
can
point-
do any trick.
Yeah, Ray's not
Ray
on right
Ray
now.
said
Okay.
that you just like
no,
picked up
no.
a stranger
Yeah.
spike and
He-
killed
he
it.
came out of the woodwork and he can do every trick.
No, I mean,
I don't know when this was. Probably the 90s. I don't know. Do you remember? When it was?
I definitely can't do every trick. One trick I can't. You know what? I think some of it is for me is like, so I was always, or you know, back in the Dave on Horror Tour days, I was the little kid, right? So I was like, in like '86, I was 11. So I was this tiny kid trying to learn some of these tricks, and so that era of like death trucks and stuff, like I just wasn't tall enough to do a death
Right.
truck in '87. So I never really learned it, you know, and then so that's like a trick I just never could do because I don't know. I use the excuse of height at the time, but I don't know.
I'm gonna go grab a picture quick. It's awesome.
But Joe, one of the things that you were talking about on that Brian Tunney episode is you were lamenting about how you don't like to ride outside anymore. You've got your spot indoors, and
Yes.
and I was thinking like, because growing up in New England, you know, there's the snow and ice. We would have sand everywhere in parking lots and stuff.
Oh yeah.
So like trying to learn those tricks like hang fives, going over the bars and putting your hands out, you're just like meaty paw all the time from just stones in your palms. And oh God, those are things I do not wish to go back to. So the idea
That's
of riding inside all the time would be
That's what got me wearing gloves. Like I would
Yeah.
wear these like I go to like these, you know, specialized road bike stores and get like the padded palms.
Yep.
Yeah, there was a parking lot like across the street from my house here in town like 10, 12 years ago. And I would just get like pink mashed potato fingers. That happened a couple times and I'm like, screw it. I'm all glove all the time.
And now you're not even an outdoors rider.
You should hear me bitch about like when like
So Joe
York
has
Jam or something. Like I
Yeah,
just
I
I out bitch Brian Huffman when I have to ride a parking lot.
Yeah, I
I'm just
noticed,
like-
Joe. I watched the York Jam video just the other day, and
Yeah.
you didn't have much footage, if any, in there.
You know why?
Oh, I remember you rode. I thought you rode some.
Well, here's
no,
why.
his crew
I-
with his indoor riding spot didn't show up. He's got a
No.
traveling
yeah, he's
like
traveling
like the Rock. The Rock has Iron Paradise and travels everywhere with him. It's his own gym and a tent. Joe's got his own crew with a tent and a perfectly flat floor. And
do that, Joe. For
There's actually a better explanation. All of last year, I was learning whiplashes, and I didn't do any other trick from April. So like I ended up having like 4 months off with winter because I hadn't acclimated. I was like the snow speeders in like why you know Han went out on Tauntaun because they couldn't adapt the speeders to the cold. I wasn't riding because I had like 4 months off, and all I did after that for like the remainder of the year was whiplashes. And so I went to the York Jam, and all I had were whiplashes on that parking lot and tricks I hadn't done in a year. And that's why you don't see any clips, because I didn't land shit. And it's the York Jam, and people want to see, you know, some good shit. And Dane was killing it. And
we
was
organize a tent for next year, and you show up with a big.
yeah, we'll get one of those big circus tents with one of those
We'll set it up the night
raised
before.
floors.
yeah,
We'll set it up the night before.
And then when
Factor
Brett shows up,
Freestyle
they'll be like,
tent.
Because Brett's all about like low key. He doesn't want to stir any.
I don't need to
promotions. He
get
doesn't
yelled
need
at by Brett again.
Yeah,
By
and
the
now
way.
that you're a
What if-
plywood hood, so Jared, Joe's officially a plywood hood now, and so
I saw that or somewhere that maybe Facebook. I don't know.
yeah.
This is
no,
illegal.
Oh wow.
This is
This
I would have
illegal,
Stoke Minor.
tattoo. It's sanctioned. It's allowed. Somebody asked me, they're like, well, can't anyone just get a tattoo? I'm like, you don't understand. You're not allowed to. That's like very illegal. They're like, come on, but it's just a tattoo. Yeah, anybody could do it. I'm like,
If you ever
you
get-
do not understand the rules of this subculture, of this society.
Yeah.
If you ever get kicked out, they come at it with a belt sander. It gets removed
Yeah.
for you.
Yeah.
But
the-
you can't get kicked out of plywood Hood once you're in.
I'm sure it's possible, but
Yeah,
I'm not
sure.
going
Try.
to
You should see.
find
Anything's
out
possible.
how.
Joe, are you up for that? See what it would take to get kicked off the plywood Hood.
I don't want to know what it would take to get kicked off
It
the
would make good,
plywood
good
hoods.
show content, though. I mean,
It'll make good show content. That's right. That's right. Why don't I just join the
I-
Zach ass team and
uh,
otherwise
Jared,
mutilate myself?
Jared, I have another question for you. Is there any bit like a photo session that you've done where you had to offer more than just your, photography skills? Like I'm thinking.
Did you ever have to piss on a jump on a dirt kicker?
Definitely never had. I don't recall pissing on anything that was involved in the photos, or I don't have any good pee stories in general. But
Well,
no,
that's
I
why,
mean,
that's why I wasn't trying to nail it down, Joe, because it maybe
Yeah,
could be
yeah.
something else. Like just
um,
where someone like a Joe Sisman or Dave Norrie was like, can you? I need
sweep the parking lot for me or something.
Yeah, like can you please? I don't know if you had any.
Can you assemble a Terradome replica in the parking lot at York Jam so I can film some clips?
come film me? Yeah, doing my.
Would you be open to doing?
It's a 1-for-1 scale replica of his indoor riding spot. That's the only way he can ride.
Only way.
Oh, that's funny.
The traveling Terradome.
The traveling Terradome. Joe, you never thought of that. Pop up
Yeah.
Terradome.
Pop-up Terradome.
So no stories that you can think of.
Well,
what's
I-
like the most unique photo session that you've done, whether it's BMX or otherwise?
Oh man, I mean, BMX have been a lot. I mean, they're all different, right? It depends on what someone's trying to accomplish, I guess. But like there's been, I guess, seeing something done that you don't think can really be done is always
Yeah.
like the unique ones. Like maybe like, and this wasn't even like the best photo or anything, but maybe John Parker doing the Drano, which is the body varial on vert. Just getting to take photos of that was cool because he did that. The only time he ever did it was just at a regular day session at Woodward, with,
Right.
I think it was maybe me and Jamie and I feel like Kevin might've been there, but yeah, it wasn't like there was no need to do it. He just wanted to do it. And seeing people get those goals done the first time, I guess
Oh yeah.
those are always the big ones because there's no glory there other than getting it done, right? There's 3 people there to see it. So
Was it the first one? The first and only?
first and only, yeah. I think he had gotten real close, like, foot down kind of thing. But he really just wanted. We were at the time we were talking about trying to do shoot an interview for BMX Plus, and then we got some stuff shot, and I ended up moving, and we just never really finished it. But that was part of it. We shot a sequence of it, but I don't know. I think that for him it was like, okay, I've gotten so close X amount of times, I want to just do it. And I know I can. So he didn't care that it was in front of 3 or 4 people. He just wanted to do it,
That's awesome.
That's the best.
Parker's an amazing human because we would find him riding the vert ramp by himself with no music on at all. Like just complete silence to the hum of the lights inside the building. And he would leave his cell phone on the flat bottom of the ramp
Yeah.
in case he got knocked out and had to
Yeah.
call somebody, but like, jeez.
Dang.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's dedication.
Matt told a story. He was like, I think it was the one when he and DMC collided,
Oh.
and
Yeah,
they had their phones up on the deck. He's like, that is the last time I put my,
Yeah, last time
my
I left it
phone
on
up
the
on the deck.
Yeah.
Man,
There's
Yeah, and
footage of that.
I think there's
I
POV
can't-
footage even, isn't there?
Yeah.
I can't watch. Like,
there's-
I saw
yeah.
a little
Either.
bit of
It's brutal.
DMC's leg, and I was like, I can't do it.
Yeah, it's tough.
The good thing
Two
is,
boys,
like,
one half pipe. It was gross.
I feel like in a lot of ways, the camera kind of, when you're shooting photos of something like that, like it a little bit puts a barrier between you and what's actually happening, you know? So
Like the
like
Blair
when-
Witch Project. They talked
bit,
about it
yeah.
in that.
um,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
if you're, you know, if
Suspended
when someone gets
reality,
injured or
basically.
whatever, it's a little bit more of a buffer, but
Yeah, it's like
'Cause there's
suspended
something-
reality.
yeah,
You-
some things I've seen in that context that I think in other contexts would probably be way more jarring, but
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, crash footage on Flatland is funny. Crash footage on Vert is oppo funny.
Yeah.
One thing when Dave was talking about Alex being on originally, in the early 2000s, I used to judge X Games, and with Flatland at the time, you know, for all the different events, there were alternates, like in case someone got hurt or whatever. And we always used to joke like the Flatland alternates are stoked, like they're, you know, like they're never getting in, you know. And then one X Games in particular, I'm pretty sure it was Alex, got completely leveled in the head by, I think it might have been Trevor's peg, and just was
Phil Dolan.
spewing
Oh.
blood. Was it Phil Dolan?
I thought the story I heard was that
Okay,
it
it
was
might have been
Phil
Phil
Dolan.
Dolan. For some reason in my head it was Alex, but this is 2001 or something. And we're
Yeah.
I remember just looking at whoever was next to me and being like, "There's where the alternates come in," you know.
Dang.
For the first time, we'd seen it in action. But
Well,
he ended up riding. But man, yeah.
Yeah, I heard something, Joe. You might have heard that too. That Alex was gonna send his son in as Alex if he got tested positive for COVID. Did you hear that too?
I didn't hear that.
Yeah.
Didn't Dave? You might know this, and Ray would know for sure. But I remember hearing a story about. This is obviously pre-COVID, but like 87, 88, one of the Alder brothers doing that with, you know, Jeremy and Joe.
Yeah.
Um,
AFA contest.
I feel like it was Dennis that told me a story about one of them riding for the other one in their
the
run.
other one.
Because I don't know if they were sick or
I
hungover.
vaguely
Or what.
remember that as well.
So that was a real thing from what you remember?
I remember it. Yeah.
I mean, I don't see why it wouldn't be real, but
So does that mean, Dave, that what you and Chad concocted was an ABD?
Oh, possibly. Well, I don't know. I wasn't trying to claim it as never been done. I was just doing it for the fun of it. It wasn't first time in X Games, right? Because that would have been the brothers would have
All right, so I guess that
Yeah.
that would count.
step it up to the X Games. I'm still hoping that we can get Alex to come on because he just said that there's finals right now. So we're literally waiting.
There's no way.
Yeah.
Let me just tell you, there's no way that Alex Jumlin is going to join if finals are happening right now. Because what happens is, and he qualified second.
He qualified second. You know that already?
He qualified second behind Keo.
He did,
and
right? In Zurich.
yeah,
Yeah.
and my homie Lee Musselwhite qualified fourth, so that was awesome.
Oh, cool.
There is no way he's going to dial in, because once those results get read, then Alex is going to take his shirt off and he's going to pose for the media. And so
I
Alex,
find
is
it hard
going
to believe that Alex's shirt is on at the moment.
Well, wait a minute.
That's yeah, that's true. That's
Let's
true.
wait
So
till-
Alex
let's wait
is
till he-
Alex is
wait till he
going
gets
to
on to talk about his shirt and
not going to.
are we
he's
not
not
media?
going to
We're
join.
media at this point. We have 27. I think we have 28 subscribers now, and it's only been a year and a half.
And we're
Yeah.
about to branch out to have
Into print. You're going into
another-
print.
Yeah.
And we're
We're going into print.
Hello,
Hey, Paula.
Hello.
Hey,
How's
Paula.
it going? Hey,
We
Joe.
need you to make some odds for us. We need you to guess whether something's happening.
Guess.
Yeah. Well, tell me what is more probable. So, Dave invited Alex Jumon, but as you know, Alex is at Switzerland doing the bike days thing.
As
And I
know.
told Dave there's no chance that Alex is going to be on, because as soon as they announce the results, Alex is going to take his shirt off and going to have a photo session. He's not going to join, because then he's going to get Cristal. He's going to get the red carpet treatment. What do you think is more probable? That Alex will go back to the hotel and call into the show, or that Alex will take his shirt off and drink champagne for
Yeah,
for
that's the second
photos?
one for sure,
Okay,
without a doubt.
okay.
Yeah. Sorry.
Or that Alex has had his shirt off the whole time.
Right.
Yeah,
Options. Yeah. Option C.
actually, Jared's is more probable.
What time is it in Switzerland?
But he may not go back to the hotel. He might just go on his phone, though. I'm just hoping.
I think it's always 8 o'clock in Switzerland,
Always?
if I recall.
Joe, I'm just optimistic. I'm thinking that maybe Alex will just click on with his phone, say hi. Contest was great. He qualified second. That's amazing. And who was third, Joe?
Let me look.
Matthias. I
Oh,
think.
so Paula, I saw. Let's do a little bit of Paula. I'm gonna bring up this flyer, and
Oh yeah, this is so great.
you're gonna tell us a little bit
Congratulations.
about your flat queens.
Yeah. So that's our flyer. That is so awesome. I didn't do it. But that's our contest. It's registration opens tomorrow. You have until June 15th to register. And there's 2 rounds, of course. So first round, you can edit your clip. Your clip can be up to 1 minute and 43 seconds. And yeah, so then the top 10 qualify for round 2, which is an unedited clip of 1 minute 43 that's due August 25th. So we have some amazing sponsors there. I'm very excited about our sponsorships. Just such a big increase in
Do you want to
merchandise
read out the
and support.
sponsors?
Yeah, sure.
Do you
So we
want to
got
read out the
Reclamation.
sponsors?
Reclamation is sponsoring Reclamation
Here,
Bikes.
let me zoom in. Let me zoom in.
I'm really excited about how much our sponsors have stepped up this year. The prize packages are going to be like 3 times as better as they were last year. We have a cash prize pro purse, $1,500, which is just super amazing. So yeah, so the sponsors at the bottom there, we have 9 altogether this year. We have Reclamation and Iggy, 4 Pegs, Grumpy Scampy, Flatland Fuel, Epic Jewelry, who does our trophies for us, and Bob Haro Design. It's amazing.
Wait, there's another one that
4,
popped up.
5, 6, 7. We're missing some.
Heresy.
I see
Heresy's-
Heresy. I see
And-
Albies.
I don't see that.
Always.
It's cut off for me.
There's 10.
Oh,
I believe there's 9 altogether. That's what
Do
my
you see the
spreadsheet
Bob-
says.
okay.
Who are we missing? Albies is
Well, let me-
missing from there.
Let me zoom in. Okay, so here, let me put them. So announce them as they show up. Can
Oh.
you see the first batch?
Reclamation. Good
Mhm.
boys from down in Colorado.
Mm-hmm. Can you see down below?
I see Bob Haro Design there.
Okay.
And then we got Iggy. And there's 4 Pegs there. Vienna Shop there. And Epic Jewelry. Flatland Fuel. Just a staple in North America. Grumpy Scampy's the company that did the shirt here. So they're a clothing company.
Cool.
There's Hearsay. And Albies. So thank you so much for all these sponsors this year. Just very exciting.
I saw one other sponsor, Joe. It looked like Freestyle slipped in there. I'm just saying, somehow
Honorary sponsor for sure. Yeah.
I sent it to Joe, and I think Joe, did you put a picture of Freestyle? I think you kind of right next to Bob Haro.
I certainly did.
Well, Paula, can you see that now?
Is that what that little like
Yeah, that's
guy doing the?
Guy in a bike in a silhouette.
Yeah, that didn't look like a Baro.
our. I guess
That's
that's our
hilarious.
logo. We
It's
do
gonna
need a
take a
logo.
letter
Freestyle?
to make me stop.
So Joe, that makes maybe we should get someone to design our logo. I have someone that's working on it, but I haven't got anything that's really hit home yet.
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
We have a
A
logo.
logo.
Yeah.
a logo.
We have
I
two
thought it was a
logos.
red pill,
Oh.
blue pill thing. Isn't that
Yeah.
your logo?
Obviously, what you put on there didn't work because no one recognized it.
Well, that's because at the beginning of this year, you said, Joe, we have to reset and we have to stop trying to get Bob Harrow to send us a cease and desist letter, and we have to become a life coaching show, and we have to talk about the choices that people make in their lives. And that destroyed the brand equity of that otherwise tremendous guy on a bike in a silhouette.
Factor
But,
Freestyle. Eddie Fiola got a cease and desist letter from Bob Harrow.
He did.
Yeah.
Did he? What, over recently?
Oh.
Or
When Eddie had his, his guy in a bike in a silhouette, Bob sent him a letter, and I got so stoked on that story that I asked Todd Carter to make a cutout of me doing a no-hand steamroller, and we used that as the show logo to
And he
troll
did the
Bob.
same color combo and like, I don't know, Joe. You sometimes okay, but you never got it.
So the other trick that, like, the other maneuver that we're gonna do at OSR is we're gonna set up in a tent right next to Bob's with a stack of these Factor Freestyle posters, and whatever Bob is charging for his autograph, we're gonna charge 25% more, and then we're gonna ask Bob why he's on the discount autograph circuit. And that we are the premium autograph poster. And then we're going to get into an Oppo price war with Bob Harrow.
Hey, Paula, how did you end up getting a sponsor with Bob Harrow though? That's great.
That's Irina's contact. So I believe she's personal friends with him through BMX and events and stuff. So I've actually never met him. I've communicated with him through email, but that's Irina's contact.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's great.
It's awesome.
Supporting.
What's Bob's email address?
I'll forward it to
Harrow
you.
at bobharrow.com. Bob.harrow.
I think you could figure it out, Joe, knowing you.
We'll figure it out.
So, do you have something else you could share about Flat Queens, Joe? Didn't you?
Oh, yes. I would like to play a promotional video. So the promotional videos look great for me. But the challenge is how they look on the stream. And so what I'm going to do is play this right now, and then in post, I'm going to fix this in post.
Now there's a logo, Joe, like that. Look at that.
Right?
I mean,
So you guys tell me if you're getting audio.
Nope.
You're not getting audio? Hold on.
No.
Let me try it one more time.
Paula, let's see the shirt.
Oh,
Are you wearing the
share
shirt,
sound.
Paula? Yeah.
Yeah, special
Oh,
occasion.
that's awesome. That's rad. There we go.
you know,
great music.
I love a funky chicken. Always.
I want to learn that trick so bad.
She was always smiling.
Yeah, yeah.
She was so stoked.
I love her energy so much, and just the funky chicken and that energy is just premium.
She went right to pedals from that tail whip.
And this is a rider I had, Katrina. I'd never heard of her until she entered the contest. So it was really cool to find out about new riders through the contest.
Julia is really good. Watch this next part.
Yeah.
That's
Whoa. I've never seen that.
Yeah, I was super stoked on her.
Kim. Kim's amazing. Just such a person. Very
watch the scooter kid.
In the background. Tim's such a legend. I'm so glad she entered the contest.
She's got these on lock. Look at how stable she is.
Damn.
My buddy, Magic Well,
Look at that stoke.
over 10 years ago, probably
Yeah.
15 years ago now, and she stopped riding for a while, and she just bought a bike last year, complete bike, and started riding again.
Nice.
I think
Damn.
Rachel's from Michigan.
Yeah. I met her, well, like over 15 years ago.
This is a pretty famous spot. I like this because you can see the weather change or the sky change.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, she was busting her hump all day on this.
Nice. Did you see that save earlier on? She had her knee and her leg above her head as she was fighting balance right there. If you rewind that
nice.
just like a few seconds, her knee and her leg were like above her head when she was when she was saving that balance. That's just nuts.
That's so dope.
Well, congratulations, Paula. It's been,
Yeah.
I mean, when we first started talking about this a few months ago, and Reclamation stepped up to
Yeah.
put down some cash, which was great, and help with getting t-shirts. And now here we are. So I can't imagine how many people you're going to have entered this year, because last year was like 46 or something. 47.
We had 47. We would have had 48, but I think one girl broke her arm or something like that, so she wasn't able to compete. So hopefully we'll get over 50 this year.
I hope she has an alternate list. We're talking about alternate lists earlier in Flatland. Like, there's usually not as many opportunities, versus like ramp riding where alternates have to step in. But yeah.
So moving on to the next segment. I mean, we're right in the middle of talking about socks and
right, yeah, we got
life
great-
coaching.
Life coaching and socks.
And so I
and,
think we had somebody else join. Warren, what do you think about, how do you wear socks when you're doing life coaching?
And I never do life coaching except when I'm trying to go to sleep. It's like
what
better
you're
than
coaching.
counting sheep. You just go right out. Is my best friend photographer Jared on this still?
I am. Hi, Warren. It's good to see you.
Jared.
It's been
Great
a
to
long
see you.
time. I saw
And
you
my-
on Brian Tunney's episode, and I was like, man, I hope Warren's around. So that's good to
That's
see.
right.
Paula, I know you said you like the funky chicken, and I
Yeah.
believe that I may have what is the only photograph of myself doing a funky chicken with a live chicken on my shoulder.
way.
I don't believe that's happened before, so I may be the only
haven't
one
seen
who's,
it, so.
who's done that. So
Go.
I'll have to
Never
find
been
that photo
on
and-
factOrFreestyle.
It was actually,
Yeah.
it was at the Toronto contest, maybe in 2002. I wasn't riding at this point. I was dating someone who was riding, and someone was practicing on the contest floor, and they were doing a funky chicken. And I thought it was like the coolest thing I'd ever seen. I'm like, I'm definitely going to start riding Flatland, because of the funky chicken.
Wow.
I will try and
That's
find
awesome.
the chicken photo and send it to Joe, and maybe he can edit it in a post. But it's a live chicken on the shoulder, funky chicken.
That is a
Wow.
factor freestyle right
Yeah,
there.
I think it's never been done.
And was it at a
NBD.
contest?
That's
or a
NBD
show,
for
or
sure.
just
Yeah.
No, it was in the street.
Street.
Just
Where
a
did
random
the
I live in
street
Portland.
chicken.
I live in Portland, where we obviously have a lot of access
Oh.
to chickens. So
Random street chickens just
yeah, street
everywhere.
chickens. So I
A
borrowed
lot
a
of
chicken, and I
access to chicken.
It's a whole new form of street riding.
yeah,
You incorporate
livestock.
livestock. Tipping cows is like a whole nother, I don't know, program you can.
When you add in birds that poop a lot to Flatland combos, it's not, changes everything.
A shitting chicken.
Yeah, they don't stop pooping.
Funky shitting chicken.
When
That's pretty
Joe,
fun.
when you had the Scuffington Post funky chicken marathon, I was obsessed with trying to like one day I'm gonna learn a funky chicken, and I still haven't learned it, but it's on my list of goals to try and learn.
If Dubs
gave
can
you
do it,
inspiration.
you can do it.
You can do
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
York Jam. We'll work on a York Jam this year.
All right.
Hey, when is the York Jam this year?
September 24th.
Hmm.
I think I saw a flyer for it yesterday, and that's the day.
I was going to
before.
say, I saw something somewhere that somebody posted yesterday. So that's something I'd like to get to again.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
20
should go.
years or so.
Paula, are you gonna be able to make it?
I'm thinking about it. I'd love to go down, mainly too, because there's always like a pretty large girls turnout. So
Yeah.
there'll probably be like 6 to 10 girls. It is the day before my birthday too, so I might be able to get away from
Good.
home for that reason.
That'd be awesome.
A birthday
Yeah.
present for me. Yeah. So I
Yeah,
can't promise anything, but I'll see. I'd love
I've been
to.
trying to plan my events. So after I was on my first episode where I was talking about trying to get out and put myself out there a little bit more, I've put out that I want to try to get to at least 2 events this year. York Jam possibly, and now if there's a possibility of getting to the old school reunion, if you guys can smuggle me in or put in a good
What's
word
the
to
old
get me
school
in.
reunion? What's this? What is that?
Oh, that's in Tehachapi, California. That used to
Bless
be
you.
that put it on. Now it's
It's like invite only. Ooh.
yeah, well,
Crashing that party.
No, it's
not like
it's
that.
it's
I know.
yeah, it is. It's invite and application, and you have to have people vouching for you.
That is elite.
It is.
No, I think it's
So
you guys-
this was my application.
Get a cover letter.
I
Some
did.
references.
I said Dave Norrie is my co-host. So I rode that coattail. I said Scott Powell is my mentor, and I rode that coattail. And then I declared that James McGraw was my tour mentor. And I think between those 3, it worked out for me.
You were
But
accepted.
you do have to send references.
To who?
I'm not kidding. To Xavier Mendez. Several years ago, I sent them into Steve Swoop. And I did have to write a letter. Like, you have to be authenticated that you rode back in the day.
Like submit like a shot, like a headshot kind of thing too.
Yes.
And they just look at the
Yes.
shot
Like-
first.
Me,
It used to be an
Yes.
age requirement too. I don't know
Yeah.
if there still is. But
There was
That's-
there's an
Nice
age
bike.
requirement.
it's much more relaxed.
that's when I started
Sounds
riding.
like it.
They just
That's
do-
what Dave says, because
Yeah.
Dave doesn't have to go through the vetting process. Dave doesn't know how the other half lives.
What if I
Dave's the
just
elite.
said I know Large Ray as my,
That would
or Large Ray knows me? Does
Yeah.
that count? Is that all I need?
How old are you? I can just say you're my son. You're
40.
You're good looking enough.
perfect.
I'm 40. So yeah, that's
okay, yeah.
that's
Yeah,
right up
I
there.
could
That
have
works.
banged out a kid when I was almost 13. I had game back then. What's wrong? Did Joe just throw a spit take?
Well, no, I almost spit. Yeah. I was imagining Ray
Ray at 12.
talking about his game back in the day when he was 13.
Hey man, I've always had it.
That's the footage that we want to see.
It's out there. It's called Soul Train, episode 9.
Hey, Ray, have you ever done a
Season
funky
3.
chicken with a live chicken on your shoulder?
Dave's on the phone.
Who's he calling?
I don't know, but he's not on mute.
No.
I'm asking Ray a question. Have you ever done a funky chicken with a live chicken on your shoulder, Ray? Ray's
He's not listening.
Yeah, Ray doesn't know who you're talking to because you're
Yeah.
on the phone. And we don't know if you're talking to Alex Jumelin or if you're talking to your friends who are on the call right now.
My mom.
Now, every so often, y'all called me out
Yeah.
for texting
Hey,
back channel
Oh.
to you guys
Okay.
about Luke Delaval,
I was
who I
calling-
was
Yeah.
believing
I'm
was
busy.
mentally unstable.
Andy, that's good.
Mom, I'm on a podcast right now.
Andy, that's
No,
good.
they're looking at me, Mom. No, I love you. I love you. Bye.
I miss Andy.
Sorry.
Andy, you're allowed to make phone calls on this. I was calling John Pova to find out what it takes to get Andy into
You know, you know,
You had
You
to
know,
say it right now. You had to make the call
Nah.
now, though. You had to make the call now.
This
That
is a
was
live show,
that's what you had
live
to do.
recorded, and maybe you could just join us and give us an actual update, because I don't think it's all that. I think you just
no,
have to-
it's not that big a deal. I was kidding, but I have sponsored Joe or Dave to because he purchased that new rental property in Wales. He said that he was a little strapped for cash for being able to go to events, because I want to try to get somewhere where he's going to be at so we can actually meet in person and make this a real life friendship.
Instead of an internet friendship.
Yeah. I
My
want
latest
this to be
sponsor,
real.
Joe, is Pandemic Enterprises.
Yeah. I want this to be real.
You
I'm
want
trying to manifest. I'm manifesting this.
This virtual friendship is not. It's not cutting it, Andy.
He did call me on the phone again yesterday, and that was like one of those fanboy moments where I see like a call coming through, and it's
Oh come
like,
on.
oh my god. No, I'm not even kidding. This is like full on, like in my head as I'm answering, I'm like, Dave Norrie is calling me. Like,
This is the most Dave
Absolutely.
Norrie has smiled in 3 weeks
like
hearing this story right now.
yeah, like
A good thing Ray doesn't see it, because I don't want Ray to retract his mind. Oh, he almost saw it. Yeah, Ray. Ray,
it's great.
we're missing
driving.
Ray at this point. You know, the show is just not the same. We can't hear you. We can barely see
He's-
you.
Hey, Ray, I'm gonna play your run.
God, I've been
How much
No, not again. Not
Ray, how
again.
much gas do you have right now?
I mean, what?
How much gas do you have right now? Are you good?
A little over half a tank. We've driven miles.
Nice.
All right, here we go.
That freeze frame of Ray's Fist of Glory is
That, there we go. Hey, that's a different area. I went, this is great. Oh, man.
Man,
I
we
finally
can't,
got my part. Where's the music? You should have Freebird.
Yeah.
And that's Gary with the fucking
yeah, the bullhorn.
air horn.
Oh, this is a different run. This is a different run.
Oh, you're playing the wrong video. This is not good fun.
Hey, look at Judge number 2 sitting there.
Freestyle enjoyment on the floor. Rainbow.
Hey Ray, Ray, windmill man with my back sweat.
Why would they let something like that go?
Nice job, Ray. We can't even hear you. It's
Yeah, we can barely even hear you.
you might as well
There's
start
too
using
much
some-
car noise. There's too much car noise that thinks you're talking as part of the ambient noise, I think.
Put the headphones in. So, Joe, did you notice the best part about that video was when Dave Volker, so Ray had just finished his run, Dave Volker came by with his helmet and he tapped Ray's helmet. Did you notice that?
I did.
Like, this is grace of good luck. As
It's
Ray,
like
that like a fist bump?
It's like a fist bump.
he tapped it, and Ray's helmet was on the ground, and he came by and just like tapped his helmet. I think it was like for good luck, because Volker is probably going to be up next. Anyhow, so Ray, you're our hero, even though we can't hear you. We miss all your jokes, but you're still our hero.
So I was half planning on making the AFA event in North Carolina, and I was gonna try and mimic as much of his run as I could.
Oh,
just-
please do that.
And just hype the crowd. And then I was even gonna try and see if they would allow me to enter as a pro, and then do his run. And then when I didn't win, I would still go up there and grab the mic and do the speech from Footloose as an acceptance speech for a trophy I didn't win.
This is exactly what you should
Someone's
do.
got to bring an air horn.
Yeah, somebody's got to just blow an air horn incessantly throughout my run.
Prashil and Alex used to bring air horns. I didn't know that was ABD, but it's so damn loud.
Jared,
All right.
Did you compete in an AFA contest back in the day?
Yeah, my first contest in general was the Fitchburg, Massachusetts AFA, which I don't think you were at. You might have been at the New Hampshire one, which was not too far after that. But Fitchburg was 85, so that was kind of like I guess the discovery of like Joe Johnson by the outside people and that kind of thing. But Dominguez came to that one, and who else was there? Ron was there, and then there were a few guys came in for it. But I think the finals in New Hampshire was when a lot of people came in. That was in Manchester, I think a year later. But
yeah,
having a conversation with Joe Ricola about the Pittsburgh contest. And some local guys in Long Island had a VHS of it, but he was too young. He was still like a little kid, so they didn't let him in the house to watch the tape. And the rest of the big kids went in the house and watched all the best tapes of the Pittsburgh run.
Made out about half of that.
I did too.
Yeah, there's too much ambient noise in the car.
I
I
started
think
singing Under the Sea in my head halfway through.
Yeah, and it's noise. It might be noise canceling
It was
out.
a funny story though.
We'll fix it in post.
Yeah.
We'll just have Warren talking about his socks. We'll deep fake him talking about his socks, because I know he loves that shit.
And how much he loves Ray's stories. Hey, Ray, do you have headphones? Maybe you could put headphones in. That would solve the noise. No headphones.
Do you have wired headphones, Ray? Hey, what I got a great idea. Why don't we just ask Ray yes or no questions? Is that a good idea?
Yeah, that's great.
Very good idea.
Ray,
okay.
Did you know that you're going to be driving during this show? Ah, good.
Gotcha.
Make a point next time we have to confirm all of our guests and host. Ray, did you know that this show is going to be dedicated to you? Ah, Joe.
Yeah, that's right. It was weird.
It's completely shot out. This whole format.
And now it's all out the window.
All right. Anyone else have yes or no questions for Mr. Large Ray?
Is Large Ray going to Bike Fest? Womp womp.
Womp womp.
Is anyone else going?
I'm
Joe's
going.
going. What about you, Dave?
What's that? No, I don't think it's Bike Fest. When is that, Paula?
June 17th, I think.
Yes.
It's in Arkansas for some reason.
Oh yeah. No, I looked at it. I couldn't pull it off. I'm actually flying out.
No way. That sucks.
Yeah, I was gonna try to make it, but the tickets are crazy expensive, and I got too much going on. Right afterwards, I'm flying over to Europe.
Well, that sucks. What about you, Andy?
No, well, I wasn't planning on that event as my two this year. I was thinking York Jam and that North Carolina contest, but
okay.
It's called Huff Jam. It's actually called Huff Jam.
Yeah, Huff Jam.
Yes. Well, Huff, because Brian Huffman's
Yeah.
putting it on.
Flat Queens too.
And I
Yeah.
mean, it's Flat Queens too.
Yeah,
Right.
but I haven't committed to any traveling event yet. I'm still kind of in the works of planning stuff and just trying to figure out logistics. I was trying to see about, plane tickets for Dave to get to some places, but apparently the airport that he lives near is just charging exorbitant rates to fly out of there. It's just nuts.
Why are they trying to keep the citizenry locked in Asheville? Dave.
Ashland, but yeah.
Ashland.
Yeah.
I think it's just
Ashburg.
Ashland, Asheville. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a small airport. And but even if I looked at tickets, Andy, flying out of Portland or somewhere else, San Francisco, it's still crazy expensive.
Yeah.
Well, gas is like $1 million a liter right now, so that could be something to do with it.
Could be. I mean, my wife and I just went to Costa Rica recently, and the price for Joe's ticket to fly from Oregon to North Carolina was more than both of our plane tickets round trip down to Costa Rica and back.
Continue.
Hello, Eric.
Hello, Eric.
Hey.
Can you see me?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm so sorry, guys. I am at the skate park at the moment. Got my buddy James Foster. We got the guys in the
What's
back. I just parked. My phone wasn't working, so I connected my phone to the computer, and here we are.
All right. Well, welcome to factOrFreestyyle.
Hey. Yeah.
Did you do a show today?
We are about to. We're at the Porterville Fair as we speak, and we got 3 shows today: 6:30, 8, and 9:30. And we're just in between shows since we have a long break. We're just at the skate park killing time right now.
Awesome.
We're in Delano, California. I'm not sure if you guys ever heard of this place.
Well, there's a skate park there, so that's cool.
Yeah.
Massive. No one rides it.
And no one's there.
It's a huge park. It's just massive.
It's a Saturday afternoon, and what? So I see 1, 2. How many people are there?
Well, there's Bryce Tryon right there. I'm sure you guys heard of that dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just we just got here. It's like 90 degrees. It's super warm, and we're gonna try to get some laps in. But
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, we don't want to keep you too long because you're riding. That takes precedence. But I just wanted to congratulate you for doing the work that you do, because it's really important
Hey,
to
left the door open.
do shows and get BMX in front of kids and riders, and that work. I know that you've taken it on. Now, did you buy the company from Woody, or was it someone before? Did you buy it from someone else?
I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. That's actually my #1 mission. It's to keep BMX alive, for me to keep living my dream, and to give opportunities for other riders to also live their dream. And thank you. I really appreciate it, because that's really what it's about. I've worked for this company for Woody since 2002-ish.
My friends.
Then I bought the company from Woody in 2016. So I'm going on 6 years now owning the company, and it's been a mission. It's definitely challenging, but I enjoy every moment of it. I got 2 giant half pipes, 4 quarter pipes, 7 box jumps, 2 NBA box jumps, and
Dang.
We lost your audio.
we're survived so far. We're here.
Yeah.
Your-
That's
your
awesome.
Your audio is breaking up a little bit, Eric, but we got most.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I got very low signal here. We're like I said, I'm at the it's like a very rural area here, so sorry about that.
No, it's all right.
So we wanted to hear some rumor stories of Woody. We understand that he's very, very eccentric. He plays golf all the time. And we're hoping that you can dish us some dirt that would make Ray laugh about Woody.
You go share those, okay?
Woody is an interesting guy. Woody is the first person that got involved in the Hall of Fame as a BMX freestyler, and he loves to talk about that all the time because he's so proud of himself. But Woody's a good guy. We've always been good friends, and since day one, I always worked for him, and eventually it came to me owning a company. I actually bugged him for it. I was like, hey, I heard you're retiring. and other people wanted to buy it too. There was other people involved, and I kind of jumped in there. I was like, no, give it to me, because I'll go. I'm in it for the long haul, so I know I'll be here 100%. So, but I mean, I don't know, stories about Woody. I don't have many too much to say, but he's an interesting guy, definitely, for sure. He nowadays he's just golfing, he does a lot of trading for the Hot Wheels stuff. That's pretty much what he's been doing now. And I talk to him every
Oh
once in a
yeah,
while.
Ray said that he's really into Matchbox cars.
Yeah, last time I went to his house, I was like, hey man, you sold me the company. What are you gonna do for money now? He's like, well, you look at this wall behind me. This wall of this collection alone, it's worth over $1 million. And I was like, oh, okay, well.
I'm sorry. Let me make sure I got this right. Woody has $1 million worth of Matchbox cars in his basement.
I believe that's right.
Hot
Or
Wheels,
around that.
probably.
maybe even more. I don't know. I don't want to blast him on what exactly. I know he's got he's got that power coated bike also, that the gold plated one. That one was in that collection too. He's got a lot of stuff in there. He's got like a room filled with all the Hot Wheels stuff and the BMX memorabilia. You guys will be shocked with what he's got. And what he did tell me is like, I have it insured. So if anybody tries to steal my stuff, it's all insured. So don't get any ideas about trying to break in his house and try to take his stuff.
Does
Does he
he
still
have
have-
like scanners and stuff like to get in there? Is it like that the TV show Get Smart to get into his?
Well, if you first there's like a crocodile river in front of his house, so you got to get through that first. And then after you get through the crocodiles, there's some bow and arrows from the top.
Nice. Does he still have the elephant lock that Large Ray put on his bike at a contest? Is that part of the memorabilia?
You know what? I gotta ask him about that one.
Yeah, please ask him about that.
That's
I'll
worth
ask him.
$100,000 right there.
Right.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
like I said, I told him, I said, what are you gonna do for money now, man? Dude, what are you gonna do? So I'm curious to know too. We should bring Woody in. If you guys want to do another episode, we should bring Woody in and we can talk, and tell some stories, how it came by and all that. That sounds cool to me too. And
Yeah,
Absolutely.
we're working on that, Eric, and it's just a matter, we have to work around his golf schedule. I'm serious in saying that. I've been in communication for I don't know, has it been months now, Joe? It's probably been months that Woody wants to be on the show. He loves talking about BMX, and he likes, I guess, what we're doing. He's enjoying some of the clips that we've sent him, and we just have to find the right time, because we usually do this on Saturday, and I think that's his golf day. So
yeah, that's right. And he's got kids too, where he's going to all his events.
Yeah,
and doing all that stuff. So
exactly.
Like all of us, busy. And Dave, though, I remember seeing you last at the Nora Cup in Vegas. That was the last time I pitched on you. 2012.
2012, yeah.
It's been a minute, but good to see you.
It's been a bit, yeah. I'll try to head up on the show since you're on the West Coast. You ever come up to Oregon?
You know what? We have some shows scheduled in Enumclaw, Washington. I don't know if you ever heard of that town.
No.
Enumclaw, we're gonna hit that, and then from there we're gonna go to Canada and we're gonna do skateboarding shows with the half pipe.
Really?
That's spot Canada.
Yeah, it's so far. I mean,
I've never once said I'm going to America. Like it's always like I'm going to Chicago or Detroit. I never go like I'm going to the United States.
It's Canada.
Yeah.
This is Canada. One place.
That's spot Canada.
Where in Canada? Because there are cities there. What city?
No, there's not.
it's Saskatoon or Saskatoon.
Saskatoon.
That's
Saskatchewan.
Saskatoon.
You got to go to the Berry Barn, my friend.
That's where I gotta go. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna be bringing a bunch of skaters. This is actually a skating show that I put together. So it's like a skateboarding thing on the half, because the skaters can only ride the half pipe with my stuff that I have.
That's so random because like it's not a very big city at all. Maybe like 150,000, and like Saskatchewan's not very populated.
Yeah, that's
They
what I
have
hear.
mosquitoes that are this big.
Really? Thanks for telling me. I hate mosquitoes.
All I know is that the Canadian shows that I did, the crowd was amazing. They were totally dedicated and into it. So you probably will have a really good time. And
Oh,
I
nice.
think you should put Large Ray on your list of potential riders because he's saying he's not going to ride anymore, but he's on the call, but he doesn't have audio. He's just nodding his head. But I
Okay.
think if you get Large Ray to come out, even just to do Ray, come on, for the kids. Maybe not. You know,
We
Man, not even
we
for
got
the
ramps.
kids.
We got ramps from all levels, man. Beginners, intermediate, and experts.
Hey Ray, are you jumping anything?
He's not jumping anything.
I'm thinking
Ray can
Flatland.
only answer yes or no questions.
He doesn't have
So
audio, Eric, so he's limited, which is funny because normally he'd be interrupting everybody and just carrying on and on. And we
this
missed
is
that.
the craziest shit for Ray
No.
not to have audio. Hey Ray, is this driving you batshit crazy?
No.
Maybe he can write it on a piece of
Uh,
paper and put it like against the screen.
driving. No,
He's driving.
Oh, he's driving.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
He
Yeah.
scheduled that well.
Yeah.
Well, Eric, thanks so much again for doing all the work. How many shows do you think you've done in the since you've owned Perfection? Wait, you own a couple different companies, right? But it's Perfection on Wheels is the one.
It's Perfect Wheels, right?
No,
That was the other day. You changed the name for me, but no, it's Perfection on Wheels was a company that merged with BMX Pros.
oh, okay, gotcha.
And then when BMX Pros and Perfection on Wheels met, I bought the company, and then I added my own company that I had before, which was All Stars BMX. So it's basically 3 companies in one.
Got it.
And I got a lot of
Nice.
different names that point me, like BMX Stunts, Perfection on Wheels, BMX Pros. All of those are linked to me. So it's the same thing.
And you have teams like
Nice.
you have West Coast and East Coast teams. You have teams all over, right?
Yeah. Rob Nolly's still active, actually. Rob Nolly's doing our stuff in Orlando. Then we got Lincoln Park, New Jersey. Then West Bend, Wisconsin with Micah. Then Texas, I got my own rigs, Texas and California.
Cool.
So
That's awesome.
we do close to 300 shows, maybe more. Sometimes a little over 300 shows this year. It's looking way more than 300 shows. It's been pretty good.
What was your challenges that you talked about earlier? What are your biggest challenges that you run into? I mean, apart from the whole, epidemic.
Biggest challenges now is getting riders that are dedicated 100% to the sport. Like before, there was a lot more people dedicated 100% and doing the shows and being available. Versus the pandemic came in, there was other ways to make money, so there's not a lot of riders available. And then there was a lot of economical help from government that kind of made a lot of people comfortable and going, I don't really have to go out there and work so much. So a lot of that kind of, put in play that there's just not a lot of riders available anymore. But the ones that are into it 100%. And I got a good team. I'm very fortunate to have a team that's dedicated, but it's definitely been one of the biggest challenges.
How many riders do you have?
There's 35 of us.
There's
Wow.
Yeah,
Damn.
35.
That's a pretty good crew.
I do about 35 to 40 W9s. I mean 1089s per year. So it's about that, man.
That's awesome.
It's
Yeah, I
it's a
know
lot.
that-
And then I have kids, so I have to babysit my kids, and then 35 riders. A lot of babysitting.
Yeah. And how old are your riders? Are they pretty young?
Well,
Like what's-
I got
what's-
James Foster behind me, 2-time X Games gold medalist. He's right there behind me chilling. He's 37. 36, sorry. I didn't mean to add any more years to you. Bryce Tryon's 22. Manuel Gatica is a guy from Chile. He's an amazing vert rider. He's 32. So, it varies. It
Kind of in
varies.
the
Nice.
mid-30s, yeah.
And I'll be 43 next week. I still ride. I still get
Yes.
There it is.
Yeah.
43.
How old?
43.
43.
43.
I will be 43 in the
Yep.
21st of this month.
That's awesome.
But yeah, I'm in there with the boys. I still doing flips, 360, Supermans. I want to keep it going for as long as I can because my body is, it's getting very bad now. Back, neck, all that stuff. So
That's awesome.
What's your hardest flatland trick and what's your hardest ramp trick that you do?
hardest flatland trick is a decade,
Okay.
which it's very rare if I can even pull one. And ramp trick is a flip whip.
Flip whip.
Nice.
That's like,
Holy
it's
shit.
a one it's kind of like I throw it maybe once a year and it's a hit or miss, but it's the one that There's not a lot of 42-year-olds.
That's definitely harder than a decade.
I
Yeah.
was gonna say, decade and flip whip. Like,
Yeah, no, I did a decade a long time ago, and it's always when you're goofing around when you get hurt the most. I was doing this, just trying to flatline, did a decade and sliced the front of my hand right open all the way across the top.
Oh.
Simple decade, you know. And then I try a flip whip and I bail and I land on my knees and I'll get up like nothing. It's just the irony.
yeah.
You're closer to the ground on a decade.
Yeah.
You would
Well,
think.
according to Matt Hoffman, being further away from the ground is better because it gives you more chance to fix an error or a problem.
100%.
In the mind of Matt Hoffman.
Exactly. Yeah, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
remember, going faster and higher is scarier, but it's easier.
Yeah.
And speaking of Hoffman, oh, sorry. I got my Hoffman bike right here. This is my bad boy right there.
Oh, nice.
Nice. Yeah,
So
buddy.
that's what I'm sporting. The Morgan Wade. The big boy Morgan Wade.
That's
Built
great.
to last.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, Eric. Well,
Yeah.
I don't know if there's anything else that you want to, know about facts or freestyle, because we have all the answers here. So
Okay, no, no, listen, things like this, a podcast like this, a stunt show like us, that's keeping BMX alive. It's really what makes me happy, because I'm fully dedicated on this. I'm not going anywhere. As long as I live, this is what I'm going to be doing. This is my only ticket in life. So when I see things like this, and it doesn't matter if 20 people are watching or 200,000 people are watching, we're doing it, and we're nerds in our own way, and we're in a group, and that's us. That's us. And
Yeah.
if we don't do it, who else is going to do it? Who else?
Yeah. You are showing freestyle of all forms to the young kids. You're the one that's helping spark this, seeing it in real life. Watching it on videos and stuff is whatever, but when you see it in real life, the level of stoke that's instilled in those kids' brains is like, it's a trigger that's like, I need to do that. That is the coolest thing ever. And doing these traveling shows and just being out there and putting it out there is what's keeping the sport going all these years.
Oh, hell yeah.
And mad respect to you. That's
Eric,
that's awesome.
Thank you. Man.
So,
Thank you. That's amazing, because the stoke I see on the kids, what we do, I wonder how many kids we put on bikes, since we started doing this. I'm sure it's a lot. I have actually stunt riders that work for me that started with a stunt team. In fact, the guy Bryce Tryon that you heard of, he's behind me. We were talking about yesterday, and I said, "What's your oldest memory? What got you into it?" And he said, "A BMX stunt show." And guess who it was? It was my company. It was us. I have a data. When Woody sold me the company, I have a database that goes as back as 2001. So I go, wait, I can check this. And I checked the date, and I found the actual show that we did for Bryce's school. And it was Rob Nolly and Dustin McCarty.
wow.
And so it's funny, you see how that works?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Bryce got exposed on the BMX stunt show, the BMX Pros, and now he's a professional. And last year he won an X Games silver medal.
Wow.
You're chilling, man.
Oh.
It's like
yeah.
the chain of custody of Stoke.
Yeah.
Right. So it just goes to show you it works. I'm one of them myself. When I first moved from Mexico to the United States in 1995, Perfection on Wheels came to my brother's school to do an assembly. They had a CRX, little Honda with a sound system, flatland show only with a small little 1-foot kicker.
Was
And
it
I
Dennis Lane? Was it
I
Dennis
believe
Lane?
so. I believe so.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Okay.
yeah, I believe so. So when they went to my school, that's kind of my exposure of shows. I mean, I was already into BMX, but I never seen a show. So, I mean, it's just, if you do the math from all the shows that have happened since 91, since that's when my company started, 91 till now, I mean, the exposure of all the kids that've seen us is
Hey,
do the math,
Eric, can you name all the teams that are still currently doing shows? So we obviously have Robert Castile, we have all your companies, we have Rob Nolly, Bill Nitschke, Matt Wilhelm.
yeah.
Who else? Those are 5 I can think of.
There's Micah Krantz.
Okay, of course,
Yep.
Micah. Yeah, right.
Krantz.
John
There's a guy in
Parker.
that
John
Parker.
Dowker does shows. Did you mention him?
Docker, yeah. Sean, and then Dial Action Sports in Lincoln Park, New Jersey. There's some out there, there's it seems to be a lot of new ones coming in. A lot of them come in and they go, You know, they started and then they kind of go and they fade away.
They
Well-
don't stick around.
Does Trevor Myers still do something?
Yeah, that's true. Trevor's always doing school shows.
Yeah.
Trevor's
Yeah.
still doing stuff. Last time I called him, I booked him a plane ticket. And then as soon as I bought the ticket, he called me, Soto, I broke my wrist. I can't do it.
Really?
Oh God.
But this was a while ago.
heard-
This was probably 3 years ago before the pandemic. So, but he's still doing shows for Jill Schultz, I believe, somewhere in the water parks.
I heard this rumor about Trevor that he by hand ground down the concrete of his cul-de-sac, and I met him at a Texas Toast and I said, "Hey Trevor, I heard that you sanded down your cul-de-sac by hand." He goes, "No, I used a
He
hand grinder."
did. Yeah, he did.
Anybody said
Trevor, if
he
you're
had a hand
listening.
grinder? He's like, "No, one of those belt sanders." I'm like, "Dude,
If you're
but
listening,
that's
Trevor,
by
you did.
hand, homie." Like, like, nah.
You
I
did,
had
but you know
machine.
what? How else are you gonna get good? You can't be riding around on you know, on rough concrete. I mean,
Which is ironic
Pete
because
Brandt brings his blower to every show I do, and it doesn't matter how smooth it is, he's gonna blow it out, and he's gotta have it perfect.
Yeah.
Right
Do you
on.
know that blower is hidden inside of a lamppost outside the clock tower in San Francisco, along with his
So he doesn't
tool
have to take
bag?
it back and forth. Yeah, he stashes it in like a lamppost.
Is that right?
It is.
I didn't know.
Amazing.
Another thing about Pete Brand is that he won't actually, he gets flats all the time because he rides back and forth to the spot, and he won't put a new tube in because they're so expensive. Like he's constantly patching them. So it's like if I would put a new tube every time, it'd be like $100 a week in tubes, like literally. So he has, I saw him at a contest, he's putting a patch kit on a tube. I'm like, dude, why don't you put a new tube on? He's like, you don't understand. It literally has like 20 patches on one tube. The guy's crazy.
That's funny.
Okay.
Furthermore,
That's what-
he pays Ruben
Yeah,
Castillo
I was
to
gonna
break in
say.
his tires.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. He pays Ruben Castillo to break in his tires.
Yeah, he keeps
Not
popping
funny.
tires because he rides them on the belts.
Yeah, right.
He sponsors Ruben Castillo to break in his tires.
Hey Eric, how do you get new riders? Like, do you have tryouts? Do people just contact you?
Good question. Good question. You know how you were on Instagram and you're kind of get into like you fall into that dark hole and you start going and seeing videos and then I came across this guy that was riding a half pipe, and then from Chile, his name was Manuel Gatica, and I was like, okay. And then I followed him, and every week he would post, and he would go from 6 feet to 8 feet to 9 feet to 10 feet. I was like, this guy is good. And there's no vert riders really for shows. So I was like, if he speaks Spanish, man, I speak Spanish. So I contacted him in Spanish. Hey, ¿qué pasó, Manuel? ¿Habla español? And he's like, yeah. I was like, hey, you interested in doing shows? So he's now our vert rider.
Nice.
And
Wow.
That's awesome.
if you go to our Instagram and go and see the pros and you see our reels, there's one that's got like 13,000 views of it. It's just a regular run at a fair, including a flare tail whip 7 feet out of our vert ramp. I recommend you guys see that.
Wow.
That's
I mean,
awesome.
That's
the
how
level of riding that you're, I mean, when I did shows, I mean, it was like the big trick was the arrow 540. Brian would go up and Ron Wilkerson would do the 540 underneath. That was probably the highest, rated, I don't know, ramp trick that was out there. And to think that this is what kids are seeing, it's unbelievable.
it's crazy. It's
Yeah.
crazy. No, that's what I'm saying. Like, there's different. I still go to the skate park too, and I meet a lot of people that way. So that kind of helps to get people like come in. Hey, you want to do shows? Sure. And that's kind of how I do it too. But it's like I said, it's not a lot. I think the pandemic definitely took a toll on the riding, and I think it's good. But the good news is it's coming back. I notice now that the shows are back. A lot of riders are hitting me up now. A lot more people are trying to get involved again. I actually don't have enough work to cover all the riders that are hitting me up now. And it wasn't like that at the beginning of the year. At the beginning of the year, I was struggling to find riders. Now it's a little bit like, hey, sorry guys, we're a little full now.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah.
Any other questions for Eric?
Do you have anyone on the show team right now who does Gumbies?
No, I don't think so. It's a don't ask, don't tell policy here.
Don't ask, don't tell.
Air over Gumby. Fly out to Gumby.
Yep.
Yeah, air over Gumby.
The Gumby air? Oh, that's the one where you jump and you do that crazy move in the air? Is that what that is?
Yeah.
Gumby air?
I don't know. The only person.
Yeah, who is someone? Why has no one invented the Gumby air?
I've had a conversation at the old school reunion with Simon, and I said, Simon, if anyone would do it, you could do it. And he was serious about it this last time. He's like, okay, I kind of get, it's kind of like almost like a Blyther air, but then he would take a foot off,
Right.
top foot, one-footed, and then I said, but you got to get the hand, and you got to be able to wave under the frame. So
Do you think we could raise money for someone to do a Gumby air into the foam pit?
They don't have to
Foam
do it.
pit.
They can just do it, I think. I think they just have to do it.
Just send it.
Yeah, just do it.
A lot of things that we didn't think that could be done are done now. So
Exactly.
It's true.
Yeah, it's true.
Let me
It's like-
call. Let me call my mom, Joe, because she's the one that invented the Gumby, so she'll know.
Well, maybe we need more time, so it would be Gumby air into an airbag.
Oh, okay. Do you have
That
airbags
might be
in
the
your show?
wise way to start.
Eric, do you have airbags in your show, like Micah?
just I just bought one 2 weeks ago, but it's
Oh,
a
really?
motocross one.
A
Because
motocross.
we're
okay.
doing,
Oh,
I'm basically growing my company. I added a new company to my company. So I added the FMX Pros, and then I added another company called the Skate Pros, and then we are the BMX Pros. So
You
we
are the
offer-
Elon Musk of BMX.
Yeah, you're like the. I mean,
Yeah.
all roads lead to Eric. I think.
Oh yeah, that one. Yeah, I added a bike show to my bike show.
You know, it's because
yeah.
I bought this company. It was a loan, guys. I gotta pay the bank. I gotta make
Yeah.
money somehow. You know,
That's
Yeah, I
awesome.
All right, so
these
do you
bankers are after
block?
me.
Do you block organic BMX memes? Like, I don't want to go down the whole Resi doesn't count, but I do want to hear a professional insight reaction to the Resi doesn't count movement.
Oh,
Do you
I don't.
subscribe to that, or do you think it's just a bunch of haters?
People can say what they want, especially nowadays in social media. Everybody has a platform to put their 2 cents in, and it doesn't really matter to me. As long as people are having fun. I've hit a Resi before. Who am I to say that Resi sucks? I don't. You know what I mean? Like,
You're talking about it like it's a moped.
Yeah.
Well, I like it how he's like, I've hit a Resi before. It's like, come on, like we've all done it. You really-
I hit a
the
Resi in
thing is- the thing
college.
is that if we would have thought about it in the 90s, okay, we only
Oh,
had late
right.
jumping.
That
We
would have
didn't
changed
phone
everything.
hits. That would have changed it for us. So we can't be haters on that. They outsmarted us, but that's the way life is. And then someone's
Yep.
gonna outsmart them, and then the ones after that, someone's gonna, and that's just the way it's gonna go.
Yeah.
I think that's great answer. I mean, Joe, will you go ride a moped now and feel better about it?
I think that the Resi doesn't count movement is extraordinarily petty, and I love that shit. I especially love when they start showing like shin pads and they're like, that's shin Resi.
Oh,
Or like a gyro. No, that's spin Resi.
Yes.
Like, I cannot get enough of that shit. In fact, I love that so much. I got pissed because last week he made the meme and is a spelling error, and he called it speed Resi instead of spin Resi. I'm like, you fucker, that was an awesome one, and you just fucked it up.
Blew the opportunity.
It was like, choose your spin Resi. Either it was a gyro or a really long cable. It's like,
Yeah, but
I love the petty shit. It's so
I think
funny.
Eric's
The
point
problem
right.
is you can still get super hurt on a Resi. You can totally
Right.
Yeah.
You still have to roll out of it, you know?
Yeah.
Scorpion,
It's like-
you get burned.
And it's
Whatever
also-
you learned how to bail when you used to jump dirt jumps and you have a technique for that, you have to redo your technique because you can't really slide out like on dirt. And if you put your
Mhm.
foot down like you would on dirt, it would stuck on the plastic and break your, you break your leg. So you also have to learn how to fall on those. It's not the same. But you know, like it's funny. It's funny to hear those movements, because without any of that action or people talking shit, what kind of world would we have? You know, it would be too boring.
Right.
Yeah, right.
Right.
So would like Grammarly or spell check be grammar resi?
It would
So
be
like if
it would
so
be
like-
grammar resi.
yeah, so like I'm just saying, you know, if they want to go down that petty rabbit hole, you know, it goes a long, long way. There's no
And
cutoff.
remember, if you guys are following them and seeing what they're doing, you're supporting them and indirectly. Remember that.
Exactly.
Hey, Eric,
Yep.
do you have any female riders at this point?
Oh man. Okay, I got.
Oh.
It's okay.
I did, and and it was definitely a different experience. You know, there's a lot less of them, so I think they want to come in.
I wonder why.
Yeah. They want to come with a oh yeah, you're paying these vatos this much? Well, you better pay me this much. And it's like, okay. Well, are you gonna give me this much or this much if I pay you?
Are you saying? Well,
That's all I'm saying. I don't
You
wanna
pay by the foot is what you're saying.
no. But that's funny. But no, we did a thing for H&M. You know, the clothing line.
Really?
And we went to the desert of Sedona, Arizona. We set up the quarter pipe, box jump, and another quarter. So it was like a circuit. And then they put some wood that was the same color as the dirt there, so they kind of hit the ramps, but you can still see the transition part kind of. It was pretty cool. That was with all girls. It was.
we lost you again, Eric.
Yeah, your
We'll
audio's
fix it in
cutting out.
post.
Yeah, it was a couple girls. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Hold
Yeah.
on.
No, not anymore.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Go for it.
Okay. Yeah, it was like I said, it was all three girls. It was Paris Venegas, Angie Marino, and Rose Houston. It was a pretty cool show. I mean, it was interesting. It was different, very different.
Nice.
It was basically a commercial shot kind of thing.
If you can get
That's
girls
cool.
into your show, I'd highly recommend that, because we've kind of already discussed how like so many people get into riding from these shows. And so when you go
Yeah.
to a show and you have all males in your performance in your show, the girls that doesn't appeal to the girls. So they're just kind of like, you're presenting BMX as like a male dominated sport, and it's just not appealing to women or girls. Even
Right.
just have one girl in your show, like every now and then, if you could, that could really drive girls to be like, oh, there's girls that ride and I can ride too. Like it helps them to relate more, and it will get more
Right.
girls to ride if we can get more girls into shows.
Absolutely. My doors are open to anybody that wants to come and have a great time, because that's how it is. The ambience that I carry with my company is the same like what you see now. Like I'm very chill.
Yeah.
Cutting out
Lost you
again.
again, Eric. We
That's
lost you
how
at
I feel.
chill.
It's just in San Diego. We don't have a lot of girls really that are like there all the time anymore.
Yeah, it's kind of like a double-edged sword in a way, because like when girls don't see themselves being represented, then they're less likely to join. So it's
Yeah.
just like if you can get one girl in there, it could help to like expand the population of
Sure.
female riders.
If any girls that are out there seeing this, hit me up. Eric
Oh,
at
Callie?
Freestyle.
So we are also at fault. If you look at our YouTube stats, it's all it's all dudes 35
Oh,
44.
shit.
Oh, Alex, what's up?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can. What's up, man?
What's up, Alex?
I'm doing Joyce's man.
Hey.
Hey.
Yo. What's
Hey,
up?
What's up, Theo?
It's a live. Why is it a live? Because they want
Look
to do
at
live.
that.
What's up? It's very
Come on.
noisy in here. I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah.
Comment ça va aujourd'hui?
Hey, what's up, Frank?
Yeah.
Wait, I'm
Comment
gonna
ça
put the
va?
step outside so I can talk to you guys.
Okay, Alex, thank you.
Yeah. Comment ça va aujourd'hui?
Well, Joe,
He's wearing a shirt.
He's wearing.
Sorry,
the
guys.
shirt.
I'm stepping out because it's too noisy out inside.
It's okay. You got to.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can
Yeah.
hear you. We didn't know if you would join. I told Dave that like once the podium gets done, Alex is gonna go grab some champagne, take his shirt off, do a photo session.
Hey,
Yeah.
we actually just made Keo drink his first red wine.
Oh,
Ooh,
Really?
Yeah,
nice.
yeah.
He's
That-
probably
that's-
totally wasted with like blazing bright red cheeks.
Well, you got him exposed to proper wine, which is
Yeah.
very, very
Oh
good.
yeah, no, wait to see my story. It's a good wine. It's a good bottle. It's a good bottle. We went for something real. How are you
Nice.
guys? Thank you for having me. Thank you so much. Sorry, the contest went really late, so we only have a few minutes with you, but all good. We're here in
Yeah.
Zurich, right? You know.
yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
So how did the
so-
contest end up? Tell us about the contest.
It was okay. I mean, wait, that's someone else. Wait, this is Joris.
Oh, what's up?
Yeah.
What's up, guys?
Yeah. Bonjour. Comment ça va
Joris,
aujourd'hui?
Joris and Marion, they organized the contest, the Urban River Ride.
Yeah,
I
we
think
know.
I
Nice.
can take the live. But
That's so great.
20
It's
minutes,
good to see
so-
you guys.
yeah, so nice.
So
Yeah.
the contest was amazing. The vibe was here, and the music. I mean, everything was there except my riding was not so good. But Terry killed it, and
Yes.
he deserved to win the battle. And the fucking Keo won again. Again, no touch. Again, the craziest trick in the run. I mean, it's something. And it's beautiful for us. It's beautiful for Flatland. It's beautiful for him too. So yeah.
Yeah,
That's
he
awesome.
seems
Vibe.
he seems so humbled and so appreciative for everything. Like what I read about him on his post and like how he shows up, he just seems like he's so grateful to be where he's at.
He's one of those Japanese guys you can really be proud of. There's not a lot of manipulation behind him. It's only riding and trying to express himself through his bike and not through some kind of strategy or I don't want to say some other does that, but you know what I mean. I mean about it. It's really about just riding, try to go his own way. As you know, he has a lot of influence from Simon O'Brien, but honestly, he pushed it further than we can even imagine.
Yeah.
So it's a pleasure to see him ride. And we actually just did a street show here at this restaurant to please the owner.
Oh, God, I love that.
Really?
On the very bad floor at night, he did the same routine that he did at a contest winning. First try.
First try. Oh,
So
my
there's
God.
two things you can either you're depressed, either you're like, okay, that's the motivation to be back and to do better. That's where I am now. I'm like, okay, this is amazing. I need to move my ass to get on this guy. That's
Yeah.
Wow.
This is incredible. So
Yeah.
Dave, Angie adores Alex, Elodie, Jude, like everyone. I told her that
Merci.
that he was going to be on, and the look in her eyes. Yeah, she thinks you guys are like the most amazing, sweet, genuine family ever. And
Thank
I'm just
you. Thank you
realizing
so
now
much.
this is the first time I had the chance to tell it to you, and I don't know why. I
merci,
just
merci,
chose now.
Joey. Thank you so much.
And Alex,
try to
I have
be-
to. Go
I
ahead.
try to be not too hard as a dad, as a riding dad, because my generation was we were riding a lot to learn all the basic, and this takes time. And when I see Nathan go to the start by the end, start by boomerang to pegs before know how to scuff. So for me, it's not logic. So I push him like, you need to spend more time on your bike, learning all those things that you think is stupid. So I try to be a cool dad, but also a cool coach. And it's
Yeah.
very hard to be a cool coach. Very hard.
Golfing's not stupid.
Hey, I heard a rumor.
That's-
that you were going to have Nathan fill in for you as the alternate in the event that you tested positive for COVID at X Games. Is there any truth to that?
Is there any
It's
truth to
true.
that?
It's true.
It's true.
I say, hey Joyce, hey Joyce, can you give me a rule where this cannot happen? Give me a reason. We have the same name. I was like, why?
Yeah.
He
That's
put my
awesome.
name, and he's gonna take my because I was flying to X Games. So I say, if I fly to X Games, he can write with my name. That's it. Finish. Easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But wait, Nathan doesn't want to do that. He was like,
doesn't
no,
want to.
Yeah.
no way.
Too much pressure. So
No.
when I was watching the X Games, Alex, my wife had the same kind of response. She's like, that guy, that's the one I like the best. Alex, look how much he's smiling. He is so happy for every other rider. So you're doing a great
Yes.
job out there. I mean, everybody
Guys,
loves you.
Yeah.
it's you know what I feel. I'm sure you feel the same. It's just crazy to be on the bike again, just to have the love to pull the tricks, and when you have the chance to do it in front of all those people at the X Games again, I was blessed and surprised to be invited after all those years. Then flew there, scared for COVID, and then all the way to the final. It's like you cannot expect this. You just expect to ride the best way you can, and so it's like a dream that came true. And you know Flatland, you win one day and you lose the next day. So as soon as I step up off the podium, it was already finished. But you know what I tell to Kyo and Moto before we step on the podium? I was like, guys, remember this. Live the moment. Live it now. Don't think about after. Please be here now, because it's not gonna happen many times in your life that you can step in on the podium at the X Games. It's very like not many times in your life. So I want them to understand, because when I was 20 years old, I was going to the X Games like it's gonna happen for all my life, and then it stopped for 20 years. And
Yeah. We have a judge that was there. Jared is on the call that judged you in the X Games. Is that right, Jared? Weren't you one of the judges?
Yeah, I'm sure. The early 2000s, Alex was in those contests. So, Philadelphia, all those ones. And
yeah, I started in 97 in San Diego or something. 98 in San Diego, the first.
San Diego. That was one of the first ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's amazing that someone could still be competing on that level 20 years later. It's,
Yeah.
Yeah. Can I just say thank you, Alex?
Trying.
Yeah, Alex, I just want to say thank you, because watching everybody that participated was the camaraderie and the team, like everybody stoking everybody else. But then, and in the final, when they were doing the final judging reveal, your reaction to Kyo and everybody's reaction to Kyo was absolutely the most amazing thing ever. And it showed Flatland for what it is, as a bunch of people that love the sport, love each other, compete, but still support each other. And that was amazing to me.
I got
We only
goosebumps, yeah.
Yep, same here.
We
Goosebumps.
only ride bikes, guys. We're not saving life. I mean, it's BMX. We have the chance through this small kids bike to travel all over the world. I'm in Japan, and I'm in front of this guy killing it. And I know he's riding 8 hours a day. He flew to Never Have the contest in Switzerland just to please us. So it deserved, at least it deserved for us to cheer for him. But I think you guys will do the same. When you are in this position, you're in the final. I mean, you have nothing to lose. You did the best way you can. It was like 1 hour ago, Terry was in this situation. And before Terry went into the last battle, I was like, Terry, please push him also. I know he knows that Kyo was about to win the contest, but I was still show the example. Show what's the culture. The culture is BMX is this one. It's not the ego culture. It's the sharing culture. Push the other. Because we know on the next Monday, like in 2 days, we're gonna be alone at the spot. There will be no one clapping the hand. There will be no fancy Instagram. You'll be alone with your blood on the shin, trying the same again and again combo. We know how crazy is Flatland. So when you have a chance to live that moment and push one of your friends, do it. And not only for the example, just for yourself. Just for you. I think it's important for yourself.
Yeah, that's so great. It reminds me, Alex, of when I went to the Worlds the last time, and I had a ticket that got canceled, and then because of this passport issue I had, so I bought another ticket. I ended up spending like $3,000 to get to the Worlds, and I rode for 2 minutes. But it was worth every penny because, and you were there, Alex. You remember, right? I just did all my old stuff, and everyone was just cheering. It was like the vibe and the energy was like so amazing, and I probably got dead last, but it didn't matter the placement. It was just being around all of that energy and that joy of
guys. You know, we're not gonna get rich because of Flatland, except Matthias. So actually, let's talk also.
Yo, what's up?
Yo, what's up?
Just a random guy from the back. So at least let's take all the rest, the fun, the sharing, the emotion. Because in 20 years, we're all gonna be 60 plus, and we're gonna be like, oh, you remember you were fighting against that guy for some ego stuff. I think I'm trying to go above this and make the money outside of BMX, use what we can use to influence other people like the academy.
No, the really important thing is just always try to be happy in life and enjoy the time you have.
Yes.
It's as simple as that. And as long as you do fucking that, everything else doesn't matter. As long as you're not dead, you may have the time to enjoy it.
Yes.
Thank you, brother.
Yes.
Thanks
Yes.
for the proposal.
Alex,
Because the restaurant is near the McDonald's. So look, you actually, the light here is the light from the McDonald's kitchen. And I didn't wash my hand yet from
I see that.
Hey, you want me to go get killed?
Yeah.
That would be amazing.
Yeah.
But it's bad in English now. It's very bad in English. Let me try to get the motherfucker. Wait, first you need to talk to my homies here. Come here. I'm gonna. Oh, they switch up the light now. Let's go here. I'm gonna give the phone to two bosses, like big influence in my life.
Okay.
You have Danny Cacaro.
Hello. Oh, hey, Danny. What's up, man?
It's
How you doing?
Wait, it's my best friend. He's riding Flatland since 85.
Whoa.
Nice.
85. And here is, Frank Lucas.
Of course.
Hello.
One of the the most stylish, talented Flatland rider in the world, and he knows a lot about Flatland. Okay, I'll leave the guy with you. I'm gonna go get Keo.
Hey, Frank.
Hey, Joe, how you doing, buddy?
Hey, good, homie. It's good to see you, man.
How did I end up in here? I was just in an Italian restaurant with Italian people singing next to me. Now I'm with a bunch of people like, hey, Dave, how are you looking? Where did you find that?
What does this mean? I don't understand this sticker. What does this sticker mean?
That was our bold statement when we founded DBMX in 2008. So we wanted to get some attention. Yeah, we wanted to get some attention, and at that time, me and Mari Röse, we thought it's kind of dead, so we made that sticker and T-shirt, and that's the reason why we did it. So you still have it. It means it had some influence, or it just made it somewhere. It ended up in the US, so it's good.
Yeah, but here's what I remember is that it says Flatland is, and then there's a blank space dead. So Flatland is blank, not dead.
No, it is dead. Back then it was dead.
It was dead.
Dead.
It was.
Thank you for settling that.
Yes,
because
thank you, Frank.
There's no double meaning. There's no double. There's just it's bold. No it's dead. Oh, it's over. It's over.
Dave was interpreting this in front of a mirror and writing down the numbers and doing the whole numerology thing to
I know.
uncode this.
Just simple, bold, simple language is dead. Wait,
How many hours has Dave spent with that sticker?
I got someone for you. Hey, Joe. Joe, listen.
Okay.
So, wait.
Let's go under the light.
So it.
Wow.
So.
Go into the golden light.
Wait.
Yeah.
Yo,
Oh,
what's
shit.
up,
Keo.
Keo?
How are you?
Hey.
Good dude. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Thank you,
You're killing
Matt.
it.
Thank you.
Nice work.
You
As
are
always.
amazing. You are amazing. I am
He's the
nobody,
real-
by the way.
He's the real asshole now. The real asshole is here.
Yeah.
You know, we had Marty Copa, we had Justin Miller, we had Matthias, and now we have another asshole right here.
Top
Next one.
asshole.
Yeah.
No, we had many
Yep.
more. I know. I don't want to offend.
Yep.
We
Yeah.
had many more. And
Yeah.
now we have that guy. Kyo, what can you say?
Yeah.
What can you say?
Yeah.
What do you want to ask something to Kyo?
Yeah, Keo, I don't really have a question. I just want to say thank you for all that you're doing for the sport. Like, I've been riding since the early 80s, and to watch your level of riding now and what you're doing for Flatland is just amazing. So thank you so much for pushing the sport in the direction that it's going, and thank you for the wonderful attitude and just the way that you carry yourself in life. It's amazing.
Wow, thank you so much.
Yeah.
All right. So here's my question. How many hours a day do you ride on your day off?
Do you take day off?
No day off.
No day off.
Every day practice.
Every day.
Every day.
How many hours?
8 hours.
8.
8, 7, 8. 8 hours.
Unreal.
That's incredible.
You are a machine.
No.
All right. What other exercises do you do? Do you do weight training, stretches? What other?
Yes.
What other
Every
conditioning?
day 1 hour training, stretch, 1 hour every day.
Nice.
Moto.
Do you
Moto
have a,
would.
do you have a girlfriend?
I heard.
No girlfriend.
No girlfriend.
Yeah.
You have kids?
No
No kids? No girlfriend? You
Yeah.
don't have to pay the bills and have 3 kids and spend your life with all the problems?
So do you have a mortgage? Do you own homes that you have to
Yeah.
pay for? It's super awesome that you're pushing it, Keo. It's so dope, man.
Hey, Paula, do you have a question for Keo? Because I want to make sure you and Keo connect.
Hi, Keo. I'm Paula. Really nice
Hi.
to talk to you. You're amazing. Every time I watch your
thank
video, I'm like, holy shit. You're always doing something that just blows my mind. But I want to say something to Alex too. I can't think of anyone individual in the world that has done more for women's BMX than Alex, like including myself. So thank you.
Paula, you know,
Thank you.
it's truly amazing to have all those girls.
Yeah.
I'm really attached to them. 2 years ago, I started the girls only class, and
That's
when I
amazing.
started it, I thought they're gonna be offended because it's a bit like you put the girl on the side and the boys on the other side.
Yeah.
And actually, they were really happy to be a part and to be like, no, it's only for the girls, just for us. And they were happy. And this class now is twice a week with more than 10 girls that they're really into it.
That's amazing. That's the best way to do it, because for girls, it can be intimidating to come into a scene that's dominated by males. So
Yeah.
to have that safe place in a school with other girls is very, it's motivating. It's safe. It's amazing. You're doing a great job. And I'm glad I
And
can
to-
tell you in person, like how much it means to
Thank
me,
you,
even though
Paula.
I'm not even there, but like it means the world to me. And then like I have 2 daughters, so I look at them and like the world's changing because of people like you. And it's very inspiring to me,
Thank
and I
you.
admire you so much.
It's thank you, but you know, it's Flatland. Flatland did it all. BMX did it all, and it's very nice and interesting to teach Flatland to women. more than to a lot of men.
Yeah.
Because there's less ego and more fun, and they push each other more. I mean, not all. There is some girls that have egos, of course, but in classes, it's really like the chair. And like they said, let's say I have a group now of 3 girls, and one of them is better. She's learning faster, and the other one are not jealous. They're just they ask advice to her. They want to look like her, but it's not meaning like they're not mean. It's they're happy just to be on the bike too.
Yeah,
And
I
it's
can see
way
like in
more
their
fun.
face, like in the videos I watch, like just the expression in their face, and you can see the passion in their eyes, and you can see
Oh,
the
yeah.
love for it. And
Oh,
it's just
yeah.
like it transcends through the videos I see. Yeah.
And I wish you guys can come one day to one of my classes when we have the training for contest. It's so intense. Sometimes you have like goosebumps all over your body when you see how much they put on. They put themselves into it. Bye bye. Thank you. Thank you. Bye bye. Good night.
So Alex,
thank
Alex, you know that Paula's got a Flatland contest she's doing this year, and she's got a pros. The prize is $1,500, and she's got all kinds of sponsors. So that we just released on the show today, and it's going to be out there. So help promote that.
Where is it gonna be?
It's an online contest, so it's a virtual contest. Yeah, so the registration opens tomorrow. You can go to www.flatqueens.com and register there. So send all your girls
That's
advice
amazing.
to our website and register.
I'll tell this to
newbies,
I'll tell this to Melissa, to Lou, to Eva, and all the girls. I will tell them. They'll be happy. They'll be happy. But you know, Paula, there is some big things coming for the girls' class. It's hard to find the in between, because actually, it's so good to have girls in this industry that some people want to push a little bit too much at the beginning. I think we need to take time before going into the big prize money, big commercial, big TV things, because there's a lot of ask for just a few girls that can do tricks. I mean, concerning my academy, they are not good
So
enough
the fun
yet.
thing about our contest is that we do have 3 classes, and then we do this thing called the wild card prize pack. So like if you don't come in first, second, or third, your name still goes into a draw, and you can still win a prize package, even if you come
that's
dead
dope.
last. As long as you
That's
try
dope.
and put in the effort, you can win something.
That something big will come at the end of the year too. I cannot tell you now, but something big will come for girls.
That's exciting. Yeah.
I just love it, and you know, I'm a married guy, and I do need a lot of advice from my wife, and so for me, the girls are the boss. Really,
They know better.
No, it's not sexist, but like really, I do ask a lot of advice to my wife, because the way she sees life is without the ego. It's just with, sometimes she can say, no, you're wrong. Here's your ego, you're wrong. And I change my mind, and I think twice because of what she say. So because of this woman, I think I need
I
to
think
give
it's just like a good partnership, really. Like, sounds like to me.
It is respectful. Like this
Yes.
guy, like Kyo is so respectful at the X Games. He was, so you know, we all think he has to be in the top 8 in the qualification. It was not. But see how life is good, and how the people that try to put him away, you see how the karma came back to them? Because of, it's the poor story is because Jean-William, and that's a disaster, went to a fucking jail for 10 days. I mean, not jail, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's very brutal. But the karma came back to the people that want to push him away, because he went there and he won the contest, because he deserved it. First place, he deserved. With 8 hours a day riding, you deserve.
And
there's a big backlash after they announced the top 8 riders that Kyo wasn't there, and everyone was like pretty furious about that. So it's
Everyone, we were shocked. We were shocked. But even with this, you need to. I mean, people need to keep giving the respect to the 2 Japanese riders they picked up, because it was hard to choose. I think between, you know how good is Japanese rider. Let's say you can only have 2, and you need to choose like. I think in my head right now at like 6 rider. How can you choose only 2?
Yeah.
But good end, like a very good movie. the end was amazing, even better. Can you imagine?
Yes.
He was not supposed to be there, and he's on the first place.
Yep.
That's the best part of the story.
The perfect ending to Flatland coming back to the X Games.
Oh yeah. Oh,
absolutely.
It could not be better than that.
Yes.
It could not be better. Come back
Yeah.
and in the #1 country for Japan, inspiring the rest of the world with riders like, and the riding is from Marty, from Simon. So it's like, it's kind of a spiritual give back to the old X Games. You know, Marty show up the blender in the 2000 with the green bike, and now Kyo won with one of his trick, like is one of the main trick in his routine. That's Marty from the X Games. So it's a lot. It's a lot in the play. That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's great.
Thank you.
And can I give another shout out to everybody that's competed in the Chimera games, the Chimera stuff.
Oh, that was awesome.
The level of riding from everybody, like even the under 17, the kids, the women, the level of riding was so amazing, so absolutely incredible that it just, I mean, it's next level.
They do bike flip like you learn how to scuff back in the day.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
So
The
good.
blender flip.
Police are here.
Yeah.
Are you in trouble?
Huh?
Is
It's
that the
the-
police?
Oh, Binds is police car.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we're gonna have to
All
go
right.
back because the people are getting mad at the table because
Yeah.
we're gone.
Yeah, no. Alex, thank you so much.
Alex,
Keo.
Keo, thank you so much.
Thank
Yeah.
you,
Keep it up,
You guys rule.
Really appreciate it.
guys. Let's just stay focused on the most important, positive, and just right. You see my Instagram. There's no title. There's no. I don't try to sell something except riding, because at the end of the day, you're alone on your fucking bike, and you try again and try again and try again.
Yeah.
Yes.
Awesome.
And thank you
Absolutely.
for putting this together. Thank you for pushing Flatland your way. We all have a different way. Yeah, you see, right. We all have
Yep.
a different way and a different role for Flatland. All. And you don't want to look like the other guy. Everyone has a different mission.
Yep.
I think.
Yeah.
You should. You should
Yes.
have your own path.
All right. Enjoy your
right,
dinner,
guys.
guys.
Yeah.
And thanks for
Thank you so much.
joining.
Yep.
you.
Have fun. Thank you so much.
All right.
Look at the big guy.
Nice.
Thank you, guys.
All right.
Awesome.
Yep.
Peace.
All right.
Yeah, later.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye. Well, I'm sorry, Ray. I kind of pulled all my strings, Joe, for Ray, and he didn't pull through.
This was a show unlike a show that we've had in a very long time. Alex came
Theo
on
was
and
here.
gave the life coaching.
Yeah.
Ray could not speak.
First time for everything.
So Dave and I were talking yesterday. So we had, he was giving me some ideas for things that we could do on the show today. And we were kind of talking about, the show isn't scripted, but we try, there tries to be some sort of a scope or a format so that if things kind of get derailed, it can come back to a topic or some sort of discussion. But we also talk between each other, because when, I did radio when I was in college, which is funny because I'm, with my kind of anxieties and stuff, speaking to crowds and speaking in front of people was difficult for me, but doing radio in college broke me out of that. But part of the thing was being able to be dynamic with your show. So you can have ideas and a format for a show, but you kind of leave it organic. So wherever the show takes you, you can just kind of adapt to it and go. And I think this show is perfect for that because, there was an intention behind this show that got immediately derailed almost right from the get-go, right as we started. But it morphed into this completely otherworldly, amazing show just naturally. And everybody involved, on this show, thank you for being so rad and just flexible with everything, because it's been amazing.
Thank you, Andy.
It's
'cause
freestyle.
it was well said, and I was like, I wasn't going to give up hope when you guys were like, wait, Alex, there's no way Alex is going to win. And I'm sitting there, I'm messaging him, are you still, come on, and he's saying it. 15 minutes, give me 15 minutes. So I just held the hope, and that pays off. And I just think that's kind of that full circle, like, never give up, continue to strive. It's like having Paula on. Paula was talking.
Yeah.
Do you want to see the name of the show that I wrote down a few minutes ago?
Oh my
The full circle.
Exactly. Yeah, and just
shit like that happens. That's like
Paula's,
I don't know that like it's a show. It's more like a happening.
Yeah.
And we document it.
And we're just along for the ride. I feel like we kind of, and I'm always about, okay, I want to have some kind of form, some kind of direction, like
structure.
Said,
yep.
So that we can kind of default back to it if there is, like, I don't know, just stagnation. I guess I just get like, oh my gosh, we got to have some content. But it always works out. So I just want to thank everyone again for being on. Let's do like a roundtable last final words. Joe,
yeah, we'll wrap.
You're gonna start. Last words for the day. Since we're 2 hours 39 minutes.
Embrace the derailment.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Jared, welcome for the first time, but you'll be back.
I agree. No, I think it's just seeing. I mean, Alex is a testament to how amazing BMX is with 20 years from his first X Games or whatever, that he's still podium finishing at an X. Like, with how fast Flatland progresses, that's pretty nuts. I mean, it's unbelievable. So
yeah.
And he's like, Keo's like 18, right?
Right.
Very young. And
I mean, if he's 18, Alex's last X Games was like before he was born, which
think
is
about
wild.
that too. But like, just like Keo's killing it. And there's so many like young new generations like killing it. And Alex isn't like, oh, like I need to stop, trying so hard. He's more like, yeah, I got to keep going, like really motivated still, even though these kids are like half his age. He's still very motivated and very passionate about Flatland. And that says something too, like maybe another 20 years from now, like, where's Alex going to be then? He's probably still pretty dominant in Flatland, hopefully.
Yeah.
Be pretty cool.
When was the last time that happened in a sport?
I know.
Especially a demanding one.
Generations like of riders.
Boxing.
Sugar Ray Leonard, George Foreman.
George Foreman coming back at, I think he was 43, 45, something like that.
I think he was 43.
Yeah, let's say it's 43.
I think, he was 43 when he won. He came back after how many years of not being a boxer, and he won the heavyweight title. But
wait a second. So that means that we have a commercial opportunity with the Alex Jumelin grill.
Yes. The grill's already taken, so we gotta come up with something else.
Alex Juicer.
Is it the Alex Juicer?
Yeah.
Well, if you put an E at the end of the grill, maybe that'll do it. We'll work it out.
Really?
Yeah. Some umlauts over, something.
Okay, thank you all for
Alex Jumelin Grill.
Yeah.
That's the name of the show, the Alex Jumelin Grill.
I just want to think of like gold teeth when you say grill.
Yeah.
It's his gold teeth, Alex Jumelin Grill. We just get a bunch of old George Foreman grills, swap them out, and we can launch our own brand. Maybe that's the commercial. Maybe that's the commercial opportunity for the show to branch out in merchandise, is to now sell the Alex.
Maybe that's where your zine goes too.
Yeah,
that's the zine. That's the name of the zine. Is the Alex Jumelin Grill.
But wait, there's more.
The zine will be our first sponsor. Will be the Alex Jumelin Grill
in the zine.
Yes.
Yeah,
well,
we need.
You had to make money outside of BMX, so I think
$29.95.
He did say he needed that.
Yeah.
Or he just suggested that, like, to make money, not only for himself, but for people to make it outside of BMX.
Yeah.
All right.
This
I
is a
think we should
great
wrap
idea.
it, Joe.
Yeah,
It's too good. I want to end
All
on
right.
absolutely.
2 hours and 43 minutes as we sign
Yeah.
off for another issue of Factor Freestyle. If you guys want more, gals and girls want more, I
Like,
would-
comment,
guys,
subscribe.
What's that? Subscribe to Factor.
Like, comment, subscribe. Is that the spiel?
Yeah.
That should be at the beginning of the show.
DM your
subscribe.
DM your friends and tell them how you feel about Ray interrupting. And then if you receive a DM about Ray interrupting, please take a screenshot of that DM about Ray interrupting and post that to all of your social media channels and tag Ray in that. Ray loves when people get butthurt about his interrupting. I know I fucked up. I'll fix it in post. I haven't said it for months, and
so
here it goes.
Yeah.
We're not going there.
I have
Joe.
been so good.
Yeah.
I'm amazed at your aversion to the word, but I did in fact agree to strike it from my vocabulary.
You agreed, and I think it's appropriate.
You said that
Yeah.
it made me sound dumb. I think
I
it
didn't say
was. You're
dumb.
like,
I
I
just
think you're better than using that word.
Yeah, exactly. I think you're more than that word.
You're more than that word. Okay,
All right.
All right.
Jared, thank you.
Thank
It was,
you.
It
Yeah,
was
thank
great
you,
to
Jared.
finally get a chance to meet you.
Yeah, I apologize for not talking more, but I was, I had some questions for Ray, but he has disappeared. So
Well, we'll have you back.
Yeah.
Jared.
yeah,
you'll
no,
be
for
back.
sure, for
You
sure.
and Ray, yeah, there's some history there. We want to relive some of that. And Paula, thank
appreciate
you, and so great that you got your contest going, and we're
Excited.
We're excited to hear. We'll check in maybe 3 weeks or a month or so and just see how everything's going, because we'd love to
Yeah,
hear.
for sure. We'd love to keep you guys updated and keep the contest going strong.
Awesome. And I'll see you in Bentonville,
Yes,
Paula,
Bentonville, Arkansas.
Arkansas.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Awesome.
All right, guys.
Yep.
Thanks,
Bye, guys.
everybody.
Awesome. Thank
Thanks.
you.